welcome to
Stays Crunchy and Milk.
If you have questions or comments, we have multiple ways we can be reached. Twitter is, of course, the best way for those who need instant gratification, and the show's Twitter feed is at SkimPod, SKIMPOD.
Stays Crunchy.
For the more patient amongst you, the email address for the show is podcast@stayscrunchyandmilk.com. Crunchy again being spelled with a K.
Crunchy.
Hey, feel free to give us a call at 216-264-6311. That's 216-264-6311.
Stays Crunchy and Milk.
We're available by Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, anywhere fine podcasts are available. And of course, at the website, stayscrunchyandmilk.com. Please rate, review, subscribe, and share wherever possible, including on YouTube, where we can now be found at Stays Crunchy. And over on Twitch, where we're still Stays Crunchy and Milk. Our personal Twitters are
Tatum 216,
Lunchbox 2099,
The Real ODP.
And I'm your host, the Internet's Tayrell 713.
Stays Crunchy. Stays Crunchy. Stays Crunchy. Stays Crunchy. Stays Crunchy. Stays Crunchy and Milk.
One more nigga on the run. I just can't handle this. Born in the land of the scandalous. 13 years of age at the time. Moms ain't kicking in. I gots to get mine. I loads up my strap, maps out my plan. Choose my victim, then motherfucking stick 'em. One more point than got scored for the hood. Up to no damn good. Understood. Snaps is getting low, so I gots to get some more. Loads up the cake, breakouts the back door. You know the routine, so punk fool, here we go. Same bat channel, keep your motherfucking hands up on the dash. And gives up the cash. One times is making a move on my ass. But I ain't sweating it, because ain't shit funny. Ha 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 ha. Because it's all for the money. I got to get mine, so I'ma take yours. Yeah, MC8, man. Yeah. Hello and welcome to it. It's Stays Crunchy Milk, episode 436. And I soon will make a chilling discovery and hope it's not too late. I'm joined by my best friends. It's Tatum 216.
Hello.
It's Lunchbox 2099.
Never lost.
the RV in Puerto Rican is off this week, but you hopefully will have an asshole. Lord knows. You will hopefully have an on the road with the real ODP in this episode somewhere. So let's get to it.
Well, hold on. A quick aside. When that song came out, my brother met MC8 at Hornblowers, which is a restaurant. I'm not sure if it's still downtown, but it's like across the Cuyahoga River from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So if you're in Cleveland, go check it out because they had the best like chocolate mints, and my brother used to bring home pockets full. So much so that my next door neighbor, God rest her soul, Mrs. Green, used to ask just for those mints. Like, you got some more of those mints from your brother's job? And that's it. That's the story.
Looks like Hornblowers has been gone since 2011.
Oh, man. So 11 years.
Yeah, in 2011. This says updated 2019. Published July 21st, 2011. Updated January 12th, 2019. So what happened there? I wonder that made that happen. But yeah, that space was bought out by another restaurateur. Yeah,
it was 11 years ago that Hornblowers went away.
Well, you know what it is? It's remote. And when we do remote, we do a news story, we do our own little lives, and we do some Hammer the Assholes, we talk a little entertainment, and we posse up and head on out the gate. I only got one story this week. I'm going out of town tomorrow, so everything is kind of running late. I had to run out and get a COVID test before I hit the road. So that's what's up. And my apologies if you wanted so much more. But as always, if we're going to do news, we're going to do Ohio news. And this is from Ryan Hidet, H-I-D-E-T, Hidet. If I pronounce it wrong, Ryan, my apologies. And the headline reads as follows. We're entering a new phase. Ohio reducing daily COVID reports to 1 day per week. Ohio's 21-day average for new infections was reported at 1,112 on Wednesday, which is down from the 2,517 average 2 weeks ago. For the first time in 2 years, the state of Ohio will no longer provide daily COVID updates as new infections continue their downward trend. The change, which goes into effect next week, means Ohio's COVID data will now be released on Thursdays only. Ohio has been one of only a handful of states still reporting COVID data daily. Ohio Department of Health Director Dr. Bruce Vanderhoff said during a press conference Thursday morning cases, hospitalizations, ICU admissions, vaccinations, which are all currently reported daily, along with deaths, which are reported twice weekly, will be reported each Thursday on our dashboard at coronavirus.ohio.gov. Likewise, data from our long term care facilities and our partner agencies will also move to weekly postings. Dr. Vanderhoff said one reason for this shift is to better align Ohio with the new benchmarks established by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. As you may recall, CDC's COVID-19 community levels, which were announced February 25th, moved away from relying on these daily case numbers as the sole measure of risk, he explained. Now instead, the CDC is focusing on the severity of illness in the community as reflected by the percentage of hospitals' capacity that's devoted to caring for our COVID-19 patients, as well as the number of new COVID patients admitted to hospitals over the past week. Another change, K through 12 schools will no longer be required to report positive COVID-19 cases to their local health departments unless the school tests a student for COVID-19 and the result is positive. In addition, the COVID-19 school reporting dashboard will be archived. He also addressed that our experience with the COVID-19 is now evolving from that of a pandemic to more of an endemic state. As the days and weeks pass, it becomes increasingly clear that not only are we leaving the Omicron surge behind us, but we're entering a new phase of our experience with COVID-19, he said. Case numbers and community transmissions have continued to drop steadily, as have hospitalizations. Ohio's 21-day average for new COVID infections now stands at 1,112, according to data released at 2 p.m. Wednesday. That's down from 2,517 reported 2 weeks ago. New COVID hospitalizations have continued to dip, with the 21-day average now at 91. At one point in January, Ohio had more than 2,200 cases per 100,000 residents, Dr. Vanderhoff said. Now our state average stands at 78. That's the lowest number we've seen since August. Similarly, while just 2 months ago our hospitalizations were topping 6,000 people, today fewer than 800 are hospitalized with the virus. Vaccination rates, however, haven't moved much in recent weeks. Ohio is reporting that 57.37% of the state's population is now considered fully vaccinated. For context, Ohio topped the 57% vaccination rate back in late February. Dr. Vanderhoff also noted that all but 10 of Ohio's counties are now considered to have low or medium community levels based on the CDC's updated guidance. But despite warmer days ahead, Dr. Vanderhoff warned that we shouldn't take our guard down. Many respiratory viruses like COVID-19 do tend to quiet down as we head into the summer. While we're all looking for brighter days ahead, it bears remembering that we've seen lows with COVID-19 before, he said. If you recall, in each of the past 2 years, the late spring and early summer saw a decrease in cases that was followed by another surge. Now, perhaps this time will prove different, but let's not rely on that. This time, we have more tools than ever to get us prepared for what COVID-19 might have waiting for us around the corner.
Well,
it's good news and at the same time worrisome news. You know what I'm saying? It is good. It's good that numbers are looking good regarding infections and rates of infections and hospitalizations. It's terrible the motherfuckers just won't get vaccinated. It's wild to me that people won't get vaccinated.
yeah, I mean, I guess that's just part of people just throwing their dick on the dice table with it because, I mean, even with masks were not for. It was you doing a service for the people around you.
Correct.
So, um, people are either gonna get it or they're not, and the people who already are vaccinated, they won't get that sick, and the people who are unvaccinated, um, they might get sick, they might not. I mean, they're already starting with certain jobs, like you got to pay more in healthcare if you're unvaccinated, and places are still limiting access to going out of state and city. So we'll see how it goes. I'm just looking forward to um, I don't know, the world getting better in general because shit just seemed bleak everywhere.
Yeah, it's a wild time to be alive right now. Like, I would have never imagined that. Like, for me, it's like I know I'm saying like a lot, but I'm trying to get my thoughts together here on the fly.
Yeah, don't worry
So,
about what you say. Say it.
like 2 years ago, almost, I walked into our office at work, did a normal day's work, and then I left, and like my life changed completely. And it like happened in the blink of an eye, like, and it could be like that for anything, you know. I didn't expect such a drastic thing to happen like that. Like, we were on such a steady path. It had been the same thing for years. Like, we were working towards things. We were doing a show. I was working on things personally, progressing, and then all of a sudden, stop of blink of an eye, the whole world just changed overnight. And
It's
now we're like watching a war happen. Uh, the economy's in the shitter. Uh, it's just like can't take anything for granted.
Yeah.
just think of just in our lifetime, like okay, so we seen a black president, we seen war on our soil, we seen what we thought was going to be a catastrophe with Y2K. We're possibly seeing World War III right now. I
Is that
mean,
all? That's all the shit that I had. That I sent you guys that meme today.
look, man.
I guess not.
All right, hold on. Let me dig it up. I know I sent it over here. Uh, through the power of editing, no one will know that it took me a minute to find this. People in here were chatting a lot because of baseball. Where are you?
We're talking baseball.
Here it is. Millennials living through Y2K, 9/11, a plague, two economic recessions, and possible World War III before they hit 40. I know this sounds crazy, but I think we're in a bad place.
Oh my god. It's a crazy fucked up world, you know what I'm saying? I truly can't call it.
I mean, shit, like, you can add two other wars to there, too, if you really want to. Because we were in
Yeah.
Afghanistan for like 20 years, and then there was Desert Storm when I was a kid.
There were two Gulf Wars. There was Desert Storm, of course, but then there was the one that happened after 9/11, which was first we went to Iraq and stuff, remember? Then
Oh,
we went
yeah.
to Afghanistan.
I forgot it was the Pivot War.
Yeah, yeah.
He
Yeah.
tried to kill my father, son.
Say word.
Oh my goodness gracious. I don't know, man. Within my life, many things. Yeah, you are correct. Many things has occurred, but I've also, I don't know.
It's hard.
It's been so much good that's happened that I just kind of try to lean on that. You know what I'm saying?
It's hard for me too to like comment on like the COVID stuff as far as like other people's decisions and shit because you guys have always been like way more open hearted about it all than I have. So like for me, like deep down, I don't care what other people do, and I know you guys are different in that way. And like I'm not trying to fight anybody about that because you know me, like I don't try to argue with everyone about their feelings. Like I try to listen and if I can agree, I can agree to disagree. Like I'm cool with everything, and like I can understand people's sides on it. Like I know deep, like I'm vaccinated. Like I'm not sitting here unvaccinated telling people not to get vaccinated or anything. I know deep down at the end of the day, I can't force anyone to do anything that they don't want to do. So it is what it is.
It's not that I ever wanted to force people to do anything. I'm disappointed that we as a people are just so shitty. You know what I'm saying? It bothers me that people are just like, I don't care if you get sick if I have to wear a mask. If me wearing a mask could prevent you from getting sick, or your loved ones from getting sick, or or whatever, or my own people from getting sick. It's just like I get it. I know to be real, it's we probably have always been selfish, but you never believe it, and then you get a full face of it, like, oh, we really were this selfish. It's like I truly had hoped better of us, and fuck me for that. You know what I'm saying? Who knew that that no? As it turns out, we are real shitty people. As we are real shitty as people, and that blows, man.
And not to mention, like, just like us as America, it's like other countries did the right thing and they had much better results. I mean, I understand, like, um, a big reason why things didn't settle down here is because of greed. And that's just pretty much it. Like, just like people are starting to go back to work now. Like, it's funny. Is like things will literally never be the same. Like, never the same again. Because, like, many companies, it has already been proven that people don't have to, like, go into these norms, but they're going to be forced back into them. So, I mean, I just kind of feel like you saying no, working 4 10-hour days, that doesn't work here. But it's proven it's a proven fact that it can work. Um, but
They were
um,
thinking about experimenting that with us if we had enough people willing to agree to do it. The problem was they wanted us to work Saturdays, and everyone was like, "Fuck that."
I
Agree.
mean, for the longest time, until we started working from home, I was just like to the point where I didn't care anymore, and I was just like, I just need some kind of change in my life. Like, I was looking for, like, different jobs. I was willing to, like, to do something different,
Mm-hmm.
and because it's like this year in July, it'll be 20 years. Actually, I've already been with the company for 20 years. In October, it'll be 21 years.
Yeah.
And I was just like to the point where it's like, I don't care if I'm on the phones or anything else. I just want a change in my life.
Yeah.
And a change happened that I wasn't expecting, like Lunt said. And it was just like, it changed my whole outlook on work period. It's like, we were just talking about this earlier. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about none of this stuff anymore. Like, why are you trying to bring us together? I'm with my coworkers, um, my kids. I don't need y'all no more. I don't need to,
Yeah,
like, pretend like, oh, um, you know, because I mean, towards the end anyway, it was getting to the point where it's like, um, you know, I didn't participate in potlucks no more. I didn't care. We didn't do a birthday club no more.
Yeah.
I never wanted to do that shit. Sometimes I would suck it up because it was like it's
It
like
was the work norm.
it was no, it was what was expected of me.
Okay.
Because I was in a work environment, and to, like, people there, they think if you're not smiling or if you're not participating that you're upset. And it's not that, like, I would be upset, it's just I don't want to do that shit.
Yeah.
But you think that throwing a pizza party will make me happy and make me work harder, when in reality you just leaving me the fuck alone will make me work harder. But, like, you want to, like, be like, well, why don't you want to come get pizza? Like, maybe I'm on a diet. Maybe I already ate. Maybe I don't want to get in a line and chit chat right now because I got shit to do. Like, there's a myriad of reasons why, like, I didn't want to do that kind of shit. But it was just like, are you okay? Is something wrong? Like, yeah, I'm fine. Just let me be, And now it's like, now that I'm at home, like, I don't have to deal with that so much. Like, every now and again, they try and resurrect that shit through an email or, like, in a meeting or whatever. But I'm just like, I could easily hit the delete button now rather than having to have a conversation about it.
They were having some kind of TV or movie club for a while there, and I'm like, I'm glad that shit didn't play out like whatever.
They had all sorts of shit. Like, I remember it was like virtual, like, drinking and stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah. They were
like,
doing.
why is that shit cool? Um, like, and it was just like, I remember I was working one night and somebody was like, "Oh, are you still on because you're doing a virtual hangout?" I was like, "No, that part of my life is over." Um,
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, unless my hand is forced, I will be doing many work events going forward.
Oh, yeah, like they were trying to, and this is before like when people were getting vaccinated last year and shit, and COVID numbers were up and down or whatever. There had been talk of like a department get together for Christmas or whatever a couple months ago, and I was just like, "Nah, I'm good. Like, you don't gotta include me. I'm not coming." Like, I
I
have
won't
no desire
attend.
to drive to some location to hang out with everybody that I was only cordial with because we worked together. Like this idea of like work family. Like, nah, I got family. It ain't work. It ain't my coworkers for the most part.
I've never
I do
trusted
work
that.
with, and I'm not. And that's the thing is like I work with some very nice people. I'm not hating on anybody, but some people that I work with, we ain't cool like that. Like we are workplace, acquaintances. We are not kick it at a bar on a Friday evening telling you about what's going on in my life, acquaintances.
I have always abided by a couple of rules in life. One, if you don't know my middle name, you probably don't know me as well as you think you do. Two, if you ain't been to my house, you're probably not my friend. It's very few folk I done had come through. You know what I'm
Damn. Does that mean me and Anthony aren't friends?
saying?
no, that's not true. You were invited a couple times, but every time you were invited, you went out of town.
That is accurate.
And now this probably is not going to be my house for long. But I swear, you
Does it
you
count? Does it count if I've sent Amazon packages to his house?
yes.
I think it does.
But the thing is, you know where I live. If things went down, I'm like, I need you. You could get to my house.
I mean, I could GPS it.
I'm saying I can't get to a vast number of people I work with house, but there's a few I can. So like I said, some people I'm tight enough with. Actually, I consider them folk. You know what I'm saying? So
And I could say, if you came to my house, I wouldn't hesitate to let you in.
that's
All
right.
right,
That's right.
we're working with some positivity here.
I think about it all the time. Like, damn, I wish y'all lived closer because I'd be cooking stuff, and I'm like, man, this is like usually when we did work together, y'all would just have some random food sometimes.
Oh, those days were the best.
It's one of it is like ain't much office shit I missed. That I do because y'all don't know how good Anthony can cook. I
I mean,
do.
if I'm being honest, like going to lunch with you guys every day was about the only thing I missed.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You
It's
know what? I miss like the people I sat directly around. Because I mean, I talk to them every day.
yeah.
But um, it was like it was funny. Like one person retired out of our out of our work group. She made work miserable, but then she retired, and that was cool. But then right after that, COVID.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I
That
mean,
was the last potluck I think we had that sending that person off.
I did not go to work that day.
I did. It's all good. I'm always willing to eat.
I mean, I kind of feel
Actually,
like
pre-COVID, I'm willing to eat. At this point, I don't know if I'm willing to eat. Like we've learned a lot this pandemic, and a lot of it is just we ain't blowing out candles no more. That's all I'm saying. Just wave them shits off, man.
yeah, I truly wonder if one day we will have a satellite site and things will open back up. If we do, I won't be there. But
I have
If
to
that,
wonder why they'd even bother wasting the money on making a site. But
I'm
that's just
sure.
you know what it'll be. It'll be somebody up the chain is like, I just feel like though we'll get better results if they're in an
Excuse
office.
me.
And this
I
is like,
like, if I'm being honest, like our metrics right now, as far as like our customer satisfaction and everything, are like the highest they've ever been.
of course they are.
So it's like there's no reason right now for them to think that like that we should have to go back. in any way. Granted, we don't have anywhere to go back to anyway, like you're saying. But there's no reason right now for them to even entertain the idea. In fact, like they moved another office to work from home permanently in another state.
Oh, nice. Did not know that. So, well, there you go, people. That was a nice conversation, gentlemen. So I spoke last week of the drama that was unfolding on TikTok. And I stayed in them waters all this past week because they were very interesting. And they only got more interesting as the days went along. Including today, some shit that rolled out. And I was like, that is the wildest. So I figured I would catch you up on the drama that has been the novella of the Modern Warrior, Lance Sosi, and Chelsea Hart. Man.
What are we going to call this? The Chronicles of Informed Consent?
So, as matters strode along here, after Modern Warrior posted and then removed his apology to Chelsea, other people had got involved in the mix, and they was all team Chelsea, rah rah rah. But what they was doing was they was saying whack shit, not just whack shit, actionable shit about Modern Warrior, including someone accusing him of being a registered sex offender. He is not. Somebody else, lots of people trying to say that it was assault. It is not. And him losing sponsorship deals and stuff like that. And that was where it becomes actionable because people were saying shit like that have fucked with his money. When you fuck the money, that's when lawyers get involved. So then the one lady who had said she had a similar experience to Chelsea, I believe her name was Anna Marie.
Ain't it always Anna Marie?
Got back on TikTok to say, man, fuck this. The real of this is Chelsea kept calling me and kept telling me what to say and how to say it and so forth and so on. And the reality of it is I actually spoke to Lance and be like, what the fuck is going on with this lady? I actually called Lance back. And now I see what it is, and that's just her being wild and just her being a bit goofy. Now, of course, she claimed that Lance had been begging her for nudes and all this other stuff, and that they were in a relationship and stuff like that there. And to prove this, she kept posting text messages. And then people just would read the text messages, and they figured out, well, wait a minute. None of this says y'all was in a relationship. And in fact, it seems to say blatantly that y'all are not in a relationship. And in fact, this is you throwing him nudes, not him asking for them. What is so once people start getting that going, they're like, well, then they start looking deeper into matters. And so she told you she was fucked up because she had lost a child. And over and over again, like, oh my God, she lost a child, and it's crazy because that's how she described it. Well, someone messaged her and said, I'm so sorry you lost a child. This, that, and third. And she responds back to, oh, well, it was actually an abortion. Everybody the brakes all hit at that point because you had been saying and speaking this whole time in a manner that said, when you lose a baby and this, that, and the third, which is the words people who have had miscarriages would speak under. You voluntarily, ended the pregnancy. And I'm not saying that's not difficult. I'm not saying it doesn't have its own whatevers. But the reality of it is that is very different than a miscarriage. And so people would then, like I said, again, that's when this is basically when the internet really started lighting this shit up. So people are like finding like, oh my God, they're like, okay, all this seems to be fake. As it turns out, they weren't in any kind of relationship. So that's some bullshit. That she had flew out to get that dick from him. So it wasn't like he had like called upon her or anything like that there. She flew down from Alaska to Colorado to go
out.
Yeah, she flew her damn self out for that dick. I hope it was worth it. I don't fucking know. And I guess so basically TikTok had finally just had enough of her shit. So then she went over to Instagram and was doing stories and shit. But that's where she was getting fucking racist. Talking reckless about indigenous people. And motherfuckers are like, what the fuck, this bitch? So it was
bitch.
But then, like, so in the midst of this, people who are, of course, rah-rah Team Chelsea thought this other native lady must have been the other woman before the other woman actually had revealed herself. And they rolled her ass off of damn TikTok. They got her banned by everybody kept reporting her account and got her banned from TikTok. So again, another actionable item because like you've done things to get me removed from my, especially if that person was had enough of a following to be getting brand deals and the like. So again, actionable items. This shit can come back to haunt you. So then, as we keep this adventure rolling, hold on, let me get you. See if I can get you caught up on what was happening there. So they got that one lady kicked off of TikTok. And then, so this like, okay, so then Chelsea kept posting, but she kept posting friends only, but everybody kept, screen recording that shit and just sharing it with other motherfuckers all across the internet. It was like, look at her fake ass crying and shit like that there. And so that's been the thing. People been making fun of her. Like her original video has been made into a sound on TikTok. So like, you fucking knew, right? What people discovered today, this happened today, is that whole "you fucking knew" is literally lifted word for word from the movie Jaws. This bitch been faking. It's just a fake all the way around. You know what I'm saying? Just fake crying. People were like, "How has she got these? Why she got the ring light on, her hair done, her makeup done to just yell at the camera?" So, like I said, people start putting it together. And like I said, today when they found out, wait a minute, that shit, you lifted that shit bar for bar from the original 1975
bar for
Jaws.
bar, she stole my flow.
I was just like, it has been a delight. It was so much drama. It was so much intrigue, so much, so much gravitas to it all. Only to then have it all fizzle like this. And then people is talking raw work. So one dude was like, "Hey man, why?" So people, there's a couple people on TikTok who are known to be call out motherfuckers. They constantly will blow the spot up of somebody who did something. Remember, if y'all know if you heard the story about the guy who threw a smoothie at somebody's head at a smoothie spot because it was a peanut smoothie.
Oh yeah,
and his son has an allergy.
Yeah.
Was it the dude who attacked the high school girl or something?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So there's this guy on TikTok. His name is Dinesh, and you constantly will probably see him if you're on the right circles of TikTok, who always constantly calling out people like that and sending the wolves after him and getting people taken care of. I mean, it kind of works as a service, I guess. You can get people fired or at least motherfuckers looking at them sideways.
I'd always see the TikToks with the old dude with the big gray beard. He'd always have his head in the bottom right corner and be pointing shit out behind him.
Oh no, I don't know.
I don't know.
He looked like he could be your cousin.
He looks like a Harley Davidson biker.
Cool. No, I don't know that dude.
The last he looks like what you would expect to be going the opposite side to what he'd be saying. That's that. I don't know the dude's name, but I see him from time to time.
Nice. Well, somebody pointed out to this or asked, "Hey, Dinesh and this other person, why have y'all not been calling this lady out for what we now know is some bullshit?" And instead of doing anything about it, they said this motherfucker don't got custody of his kids. They brought up he had a criminal history and so forth and so on, trying to blow his spot up. And then people was like, "What the fuck is you doing? That's not what we do out here, man. That's not the fight we have. We're supposed to be out here support one another." And so that dude who, everybody has thought was such a champion for good, once TikTok lit his ass up again, took to Twitter to get followers to see. He was asking people to mass report the dude who said, "What the fuck is you doing? Why are you not calling out this lady's bullshit?" So he went to a whole nother social media platform to get somebody to try to get somebody suspended or kicked off Twitter. And people were like, "Oh, you just the scum of the earth now." So so once again, a couple people that people thought were doing good or whatever, as it turns out, no, because people are people, and we all know that people are just shitty.
This is the problem when you use internet celebrities to be your moral compass.
Yeah, for sure. So again, it was really wild out here in these TikTok streets for a while there, and now people are just like, "I'm sick of seeing it." Like, if you're really sick of seeing it, trust me, all you gotta do is swipe off of it, and after a little bit, TikTok gets the hint because that algorithm, fucking toot sweet, motherfucker, it knows what you want. Trust me. And it knows I was eating this shit up the whole goddamn time. Just spooning it in my motherfucking little birdie ass mouth because it was so good. It was so much a telenovela. It was so fucking good.
I think that's part of why I got off there to begin with, because like I was on that bitch like every day, multiple times a day for months, and then I realized that every time I logged on, they were just showing me different couples doing the same fake like prank shit on each other, and it would be the same pranks that the other couples were doing on themselves, and I was like, why am I coming on here every day to watch people just make food and then pull fake pranks on each other?
See, I'm not really into prank talk. So oddly enough, my what I see the most of on TikTok is lesbians or lesbian couples, which I find fun. Recently, I've seen a lot more of polyamorous couples because this one polyamorous couple make some cool skits. But of course, once you like they shit, that means they like, let me feature some other polyamorous people. I'm like, they not funny. These people's funny and over here got some unique shit. That shit is whack. I don't want to know they fucking because that's all they want to tell me about.
And that's part of what happened was like the one couple that you sent on Instagram like a week or two ago, the Mexican couple that live in Texas. Okay. I was following them on TikTok like 9 months ago. They were the ones doing pranks on each other and shit. And I thought those people were funny. Like they had like last time I was on there, they had like 7 million followers.
Yeah.
But then because I liked their shit, then it was like, oh well, you find this couple funny, and they're doing the same shit, and some of it was all right. Yeah. But then it became like this one couple. I remember it was this these two kids, like they were in like college. Like the one played for like NC State football team, and the other one she was like a female basketball player or whatever. And it was like they were doing the same pranks on each other, obviously scripted. But it was like they would recycle them and do the same shit over and over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this isn't entertaining anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's interesting. It is very. It has been. TikTok constantly proves this to me. I do follow this dude. I think both y'all would actually appreciate what he does. He's a woodworker. And right now he's doing a series where he basically gets the state tree. And if he can, he'll get a piece of wood from the state tree and he'll carve it into the shape of the state, and he's building a map out. And it's just neat to learn about the state tree, the various state trees.
There was a guy that I was watching on there. He was a contractor in Ohio. Mm-hmm. And he would like put up videos of him doing shit, but like he wasn't like fucking like old Yankee Workshop about it. He was like kind of like real about it. It'd be like, here's where you put the fucking nails, and do this if you don't want to fuck it up and be a douchebag. Yeah. Like shit, like he was like a real contractor who happened to make TikToks.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's always some interesting stuff on TikTok.
Oh, for sure.
Like, I'm sad that you're not on there no more.
I still send you shit, so every now and again I know you'll check in and see that I sent you like 99 things. That's okay.
Yeah, I haven't clicked on any of them. And I'll be honest, I don't even be clicking on the links you text us. And I'm not doing that out of spite or nothing. Just like, I don't know. I see it and I'm like, eh.
Clarity for yourself.
I still have the app on my phone though. I don't know. Maybe one day I'll come back. Who knows? I don't hate it, but it was just like I lost interest.
Good. That's okay. That is okay to be like, I've had my fill. And so and to know thy own self. You know what I'm saying?
It was weird though, because like my addiction to Facebook went on for a very long time. And I managed to finally break that. Like it's been approaching 2.5 years since I last posted on Facebook.
Nice.
That one was hard to break. TikTok just kind of happened organically. It was like I went from using it like every day. It was like the last shit I would look at before I went to sleep. So all of a sudden, I just like one day didn't log on, and then I just never really came back. It wasn't even like I planned it. I wasn't like miserable about it. I didn't hate it. I think I just deep down I was like, I've had my fill.
Like I have supped. I need no more.
Yeah, I haven't got tired of it yet. I'm getting a little bit more tired of Instagram.
It's just they hit you with so many ads at this point.
Yeah.
I see more like posts from shit that I'm not following than shit I do follow. That I'm like, what's the point in following anyone anymore? You're just gonna keep showing me the shit that you want to show me.
Yeah. When I discovered that not so long ago, I was like, I don't follow that person. Like And then I had did some clicked on the corner like I don't want to see this. It was like you won't see this for 30 days or something like that. And I'm like, oh, cool.
Yeah, like I follow a couple like animal pages, like cat accounts, and now it's just like, oh well, they have cat videos too. You should look at this. Oh, here's another cat account. Oh, you like food? Here's more food. And then they do the thing now where they put like the 5 videos side by side to try and entice you to click on all of them.
Yeah.
And now too, like they're doing the subscriber shit. Did you see that? Well, I mean, I mentioned it to you.
You mentioned it to me. I have not actually seen it.
So like it's like a pilot thing for some people,
Mm.
and the one chick that like Instagram basketball player broad, never played basketball a day in her life outside of Instagram. She I'm saying that like because I'm not. She
You
wasn't a
remember her
pro.
name?
No, I know her name.
What's
but
her name?
Stefania, and then it's like some weird. She's from the Ukraine. Like her family's from the Ukraine, so it's like some like her last name looks like someone dumped out a Scrabble bag. It's like Ermazimmergerzider or some shit like that, you know.
Shit.
But it's like she didn't play college ball, she didn't play pro ball. She's really just a chick who likes basketball and goes to parks and shit. She got famous because she would drag like a portable hoop around like Philadelphia and just play with random ass people as like a getting people together thing. And that's what jumped her, you know. Now she does like partnerships with like different brands like Puma and whatever. Like I'm not saying she's a bad person or I dislike her or anything. I'm just saying like she is one of the ones that this is how I know because she got it. Like she was posting like 2 days ago that she was like picked to be one of the people to test out like the Instagram subs page or whatever, and like she posted like a screenshot of it or whatever, and it's live for her. So for $4.99, you could sub to her page. I don't know what the fuck that gets you. I don't know what it unlocks.
Free the nipples.
All I know is she was saying some shit about like she would message the people that sub to her, you know. So just like Twitter was doing super followers or whatever, Instagram still like OnlyFans changed the fucking internet.
And it must be respected for it, man. It has to be. Put some respect on their name, man.
But you know, like I have to say, I am starting to look at Instagram with a little bit of side eye because an app that was amazing for what it was when it was first created, all it does now is just blatantly steal everyone else's ideas and put it into its own app. It does nothing original anymore. It literally just copies everything else that's successful that it didn't create itself.
Yeah, it's definitely the McDonald's of apps right now. Like whatever somebody else do popular, they do take it on.
Yeah. Bit by bit too. And it's like it's the Facebookification of it, man. It's like once Facebook bought them, man, they really kind of became just shit, you know. And it is bothersome. And I don't know. I used to love Instagram. Instagram was such an interesting, fun little application. Like
when I first met you, you were like an Instagram whore. You
Live
were taking
from the
pictures.
216.
You were taking pictures of everything.
True.
I remember like well, that was one of the first things I used to dig on you about. Was just like every time we went somewhere, you were snapping pics and then hashtag live from the 216.
Yeah, but Instagram was so fun back then. It was just like you felt like an artist. Now it's just like it's not like that anymore.
Yeah, now it's an influencer app.
That is exactly the case. Time on Instagram. I would be if I got rid of Instagram. I think I'd be fully divested from the Facebook universe. I don't think I have any other Facebook related stuff.
What else do they own?
A lot of everything. WhatsApp. Here we just run down. Let's might as well run it down real quick.
Why are there so many apps that do the same thing? Like Slack, Kik, WhatsApp, Discord. Like we don't need multiple chat apps. Just everyone fucking pick one. Telegram. Like just pick one where we upload all the nudes to and let's just be done with it.
Well, I guess Telegram would be that joint, right?
I don't know, man. Sometimes they be cracking down too.
I mean, because they didn't have rules at first. Now they had to have some rules because people be doing some bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
There are 91 companies owned by Facebook, some of which
Oh.
have been revealed to the public. Some of which are, however, the majority are hidden from the public. These include Instagram, WhatsApp, Facebook, LiveRail, Parse, Atlas Solutions, Nextstop, Hot Potato, SnapTU, Face.com, Little Eye Labs, Essentia, Pebbles, Bloomsbury AI, RE Script. Let's see. Let me keep running down this list.
I ain't heard of any of that shit after like WhatsApp.
What is WhatsApp?
It's a as far as I recall, as I know, it's a chat app, but it's like people all over the world use WhatsApp, which is why Facebook bought it.
Hmm.
So
I've never been on it, but from what I understand, it's like Discord.
I remember there's a story about if you see something, say something about the mango trade. People really fuck with Pakistani mangoes, and to get them, people would just like you'd have to get to a certain WhatsApp channel because motherfuckers once they come through, people was like, "Yo, they here, and we only got them for so long. You need to connect." So here we go, man. If this is a long list of companies that Instagram, I mean that what you call owns, it's crazy. Oculus.
Oh yeah, I remember you said you want to get an Oculus because you have to use
You need,
Facebook.
yeah, you have to use Facebook. Like they force you to have to use Facebook, which is nonsense to me.
Yeah, I get tired of that. Like you'll be on like certain apps or games, and I'm like, in order to do this or do this, you got to have Facebook. I'm like, I don't use Facebook, and
Yeah,
like I've had to delete games because that's a game I don't play.
No Farmville for you, huh?
Nah. Yeah, no, definitely not.
sure. We'll discuss this later, sir. Or
What
about a toy
about
convention.
Farmville?
No, my man, a box just sent us some in the old IG chat.
Oh,
That I would miss that. It's very useful. It's a tool that we use very much. You know what I'm saying? But that's about all I'd fucking like. Whatever. And plus, we'd figure out
But
another
that's
way to
we
communicate.
just move it to a different app.
to what?
Like I literally named like 6 of them that all do the same thing.
Oh my goodness, man. Well, we like an hour deep at this point, y'all. Jesus Christ, we keep motherfucking moving, man. And what's been going on with you this week, man?
Not a whole lot. Enjoying some of the good weather we've had lately. My son turns 7 tomorrow. Well, not my son, but Like I said, no, I'm not. Anywho, my oldest turns 7 tomorrow. I'm making him some homemade chocolate chip cookies.
Nice.
Like I'm gonna just mix them up when we get done here. Then I'll cook them tomorrow, so you can so the flour be fully hydrated. Um, been playing a lot of video games. Ghost of Tsushima. Um, my youngest son come over here like get him. He loves to see people get taste the metal. Um, been watching some good TV, a lot of documentaries as always. Um, I finally got my 6 month of Apple TV Plus. I had to go in and put in some more information. They wouldn't let me watch no episodes for nothing. I didn't know what was going on at first.
Mm. Like, let me live, baby. Give me my damn shit.
Yeah. So I can finally finish watching some of that stuff because I'm not going to pay for that.
Yeah, like I said, if I don't know, I love uh, For All Mankind. I enjoyed Mythic Quest. Actually, I very much did end up enjoying that show. The after party ended up being a real fun run, but like I said, that's nothing they're gonna bring back. I feel like that's a one shot deal.
Yeah, that's what
Schmigadoon was Schmigadoon
That's
was
what I'm
real
currently
good, real
watching
fun.
now. The After Party.
Yeah, I really did end up enjoying that. Of course, like I said, of course, Ted Lasso. But it's a lot of shit on there. And I'm just like, yep, that's there. I ain't gonna fuck with it. Like, I don't give a fuck
Uh,
about what is it, the morning show, the morning report.
that shit was pretty good.
Really?
Yeah, it was like really good. I mean, I know we talked about it before, but like that shit got me from the beginning. That was a good show.
Fair
And I
enough.
hate to say it, I hate to break both y'all hearts. I enjoyed it way more than Ted Lasso.
That's what I mean. Look, I get it. Ted Lasso is my shit, and well, some other people's shit, but it's my shit, and it does not have to be anybody else's.
If you told me you didn't like Ted Lasso, you would have broken my heart. But you
Okay.
liking a different show more than Ted Lasso, like what you like. I don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, Steve Carell's in it. What can you say? What can I say?
I just finished Space Force myself, and
Second
I love that
season.
show. Yes, yes, that's only 7 episodes. It's COVID. It was COVID shortened, but damn. John Malkovich is such a goddamn amazing actor, man. Straight up and down, bro.
Malkovich.
Yeah, man, he is a delight. And I love, of course, I love Tawny Newsome, and I love what's his name? Asian actor. Fuck, man, I feel like an asshole for not knowing that dude's name. Like all on the tip of my tongue, like that.
I
But
paused Netflix, so I don't have access right now.
it's all to the good.
Yeah, I'll catch
Yeah.
it like whenever I reactivate.
Strangely enough, Netflix is the only thing I don't pay for. Like, my partner pays for it,
Mm.
and it was just like I remember I used to pay for it. She's like, "Nah, I got it." And then ever since then, I'm like, "Okay, all right, sugar mama, get that Netflix." And then,
Step on the ass, call it toots.
ah, I mean, I never called it
It's like,
toots before.
it's like, oh, thanks, baby. You take such good care of me.
Oh shit. I started the latest season of Star Trek Discovery the other night, and I really fuck with that show. That show was so good. If you fuck with Star Trek, if you don't fuck with Star Trek, it ain't gonna do shit for you.
That's the
So
one with the black lady as the lead, right?
yes. So
Didn't that show go from? It's not. Is that Paramount Plus?
it is on Paramount Plus. It was on
But it
CBS All
started.
Access.
Yeah, it started on there, but now it's on regular TV now, right?
They do, but it's like I feel like they only do that like during the summertime. It don't come on regular TV regular. It's like at some point they get a nice little gap.
Mm-hmm.
Like we gonna throw some Star Trek on the TV. Who down? Like
They're
fuck yeah, I'll watch
probably
that.
gonna hook me into getting Paramount Plus here shortly because I'm gonna want to watch that Halo show.
Oh yeah, that's real soon. So
March 24th, I believe.
it's also good. Let me.
Have you watched?
I'll
I know
talk to
you're a
you about
big
that
fan
later.
of it, Dan. Have you watched the Boys animated show yet?
I literally haven't, and I was just talking with people about that like an hour ago because I saw the Boys new season was announced for it's coming out June 3rd.
Mm.
Like they have the promotional poster up on Twitter.
I heard good things about this. Have you watched it?
No, not yet.
Okay.
So, because I put the poster in there, and my buddy said, "Let me get his quote."
Let me quote him warmly.
He asked me if I watched Diabolical, which I guess was the name of the cartoon, right?
I'm not sure. I just thought it was the Boys.
Well,
I didn't know.
he said the creator made it clear it is canon, which was questioned because the last episode is an origin story for one of the characters. They are like 12 minutes long, fun to watch. So I haven't gotten to them yet. I plan to watch it, but now apparently I have to watch it because it's part of the story.
Canon.
The Boys presents Diabolical season 1. So you're right. That is the name of it. So.
Yeah, and then the poster is I don't know, the brooding dude with the beard. His eyes are like glowing.
Yeah, I saw this. I saw that somewhere. Oh, because people were making memes out of that Obi-Wan trailer.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of them was Obi-Wan looking through the binoculars, that picture, and then Obi-Wan pulling the binoculars down. So that because that's how the meme works. So yeah, who's that? Cal? Oh, to show it's Carl Urban, and he keep trying to show you, and you look away every time he hold up to the camera.
Oh, sorry about that. I was like I do most shows. I was doodling.
It's all good. You remember that movie Chronicle? That movie was
Yes.
damn good. I see. I just happen to see that it's on Amazon, so I might have to
Yeah.
watch that.
What I own that on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
That
So
the Vin Diesel movie.
no,
No,
Michael B.
no.
Jordan.
Yeah. All them kids get superpowers.
Oh yeah. Okay, I remember that.
It's damn near a live action Akira. Akira. So pronounce it right. And it's like it's very cool in that regard. And like if they ever like got that dude to make an Akira movie, I think that'd be dope. Like he could really pull it off because I know he kind of pulled it off already. So that's what's been popping, man.
There were a lot of movies like that around that time. There was
It's
like
like people
Super.
discovered.
Yeah, there was like Super 8. Chronicle is kind of like that vampire movie with fuck. I just watched that shit like a couple months back. It was like 2007 or 8 or something.
Let
It
the right
was
one in.
it was like some movie where like when like the vampire kid turns like 18, he gets his powers, and then some other vampire finds out he's a vampire because his family was like cast out from the vampire hood, and then he comes and tries
Teen
to steal.
Wolf.
He comes and tries to steal all the other vampires' powers to become like the super vampire.
The Vampire Hood is a
I think like the kid from Friday Night Lights who had the long hair was in it.
shit.
Vampires in the Hood. I don't remember, man. I don't really watch no vampire movies though. Anyway, vampires is like I don't know. They try to make them sexy and flexy, and I ain't with it.
Have you not watched What They Do in the Shadows? What We Do in the Shadows?
I tried. I watched a little bit of it.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, that series is way fun. The movie was fine. It was a good time, but the series is way funny, man. Love me some Taika Waititi. So you've had a chill, a serene week, a focused week.
The Covenant.
Oh,
I can't remember that one, but maybe I have to
It was
check
in
that out.
2006. It had Sebastian Stan in it.
mm.
Stephen Strait, Laura Ramsey, Jessica Lucas, Chase Crawford. That I think that's why I ended up looking it up because it's the kid. It's the fucking Aqua kid from The Boys.
Yes.
Okay.
And so like I was looking him up, and then like it was like that movie popped up in his Wikipedia, and I was like, oh yeah, I always wanted to watch that. And then I think it was on like Amazon or HBO or something streaming, so I ended up watching it. But yeah, it was like the premise was like there was like a group of vampires. There was like basically like a society, and then like one of the families in the society got excommunicated like back in the day, and so like the four families were like the power family of the Covenant, and then the fifth excommunicated one, like he comes from out of town, no one knows who he is, and then he's like trying to steal all their powers.
Fuck with it. I'm always down for I don't know. I like it. I like a motherfucker motherfucker discover their powers and that kind of shit movies. I kind of I don't know. I like that ilk of cinema. So
Well, I can tell you, its Rotten Tomatoes score is 4%. 4%.
4.
Metacritic is 19%, and IMDb is a 5.2 out of 10. But 83% of Google users said they liked it.
Well, I mean, you said you liked it. I mean, I guess am I taking something out of that out of context?
I said I watched it.
Did you enjoy it? I guess is the question.
It was okay for having watched it while working for free.
That should be a scale. Shit you can watch while working from home. To have a shit you can have in the background and kind of turn your head, look at every now and again. We're gonna work that out. We're gonna work that out in post. We're going to work on a scale of work from home cinema, and we're gonna come up with a system for this. I'm telling y'all, I'm gonna make it happen.
On a scale of 1 to that Bad Day movie.
Jesus Christ! All right, work from home cinema. Y'all think that we'll workshop the title, but for right now, work from home cinema. Home cinema. Again, that's an idea who we need to work on a little bit. I fuck with it all the way up. Oh my goodness. Well, there you go. Ant had a kind of a chill vibe this week. Happy birthday to young Spud. Yeah,
Yeah,
Jesus Christ. Man,
he
these times time
he
is too
said
fast.
he didn't want to have a birthday party or anything. He just wanted presents. So,
All the way up.
um, he said so. I don't know where he got it from. I think he went to the dollar store with my mother one day, and he got this fake ass GI Joe, and he was like, "I want another one to play with it with." And I was just like, "Nah, I'm not gonna do that." So I got him a new version of Roadblock.
Nice.
It was a little expensive for a toy, I guess. It was like $21.
Hmm.
And then he said he wanted a
Was that the character The Rock played?
yes.
What?
It was.
Oh, that's disrespectful to the roadblock.
Yeah, but I wasn't gonna mention it. But you know, it is the character the Rock played, but this toy don't look nothing like the Rock. Okay, when I was little, I had Roadblock and Hardball.
Yeah.
Those are I mean, they were black, so that's when my mother bought me. I remember I was close to buying it or I bought it and I don't know where it is right now. But when I became an adult, I bought another Hardball. Hardball was like a black GI Joe dude with an elephant gun, and he wore a baseball uniform. That shit was so raw. I loved it. And oh yeah, he also wanted the Soundwave toy. And like the
Fuck
way they
yeah.
make Soundwave now, he's a tank.
Oh, whack.
Yes, but he still got a cassette in his chest. Spud didn't care about that. But when I die, I have like a couple different sound waves. I'm like, they'll be yours. I have like the new, I guess like the replica non-metal and I have the one I have from when I was a little kid, and I have
Nice.
like a little like 3 inch one, not even, I think it's like an inch and a half or something like that version. So he'll have some sound waves when I die. So
You got
uh,
blaster?
blaster, I do not have blaster, and
I
I
need
don't
you.
have perceptor.
I need you to. I need you to get a blaster to match your sound wave. You got to have the Autobot and Decepticon versions of the tape decks.
Actually, what I bought the other day, which was interesting, was I bought a Ultra Magnus, which is like
It's
um
just Prime.
yeah, just Prime. But
Yeah,
then I looked for the one I had when I was a kid.
yeah.
Man, um, I wish I hadn't messed it up or lost it or whatever. That thing was beautiful. Like the Ultra Magnus is like it was the whole back trailer, and then
Hmm.
he transformed into it.
Yeah.
They have a newer version of that. That bitch is 149. That's a lot. So, um, I got him a couple other things, and of course, when it's your kid's birthday, you just can't get presents for the one. Emery got some stuff too, so um, he don't be fucking Anthony shit up because he ain't get nothing.
Yeah.
And I mean, and that's something my mother did when I was little. Like when we were little, if on Mike's birthday I got stuff, on my birthday he got stuff. So hopefully they appreciate it.
Right on. Very good. Very good. Box, what you got for us this week, man? If anything.
So Anthony and I were talking about this morning, and there was a show in the '90s when I was a kid that I remember I used to watch on USA Network. It was like the syndication of it, but I could never fucking remember the name of the show. I couldn't remember exactly what the characters looked like per se. I remembered a little bit, but I could always remember this one episode where the high school football player of the friend group needed to like make weight to play in like the Friday game or whatever,
Hmm.
and they ended up stripping all his clothes off of him or something. He was still like a couple pounds overweight, And then I remember like they figured out that he had a giant wad of gum in his mouth, so they had him spit the gum out, and that was how he ended up making weight, like a couple minutes before the game. And so it's like I could never fucking remember this show, right? And so like I had a little bit of time this morning, and I was just like, let me see if I can like Google like 90s high school TV shows or whatever and like piece it together. And I ended up finding a list. It was an article from a couple years ago, the 33 best forgotten teen shows of the 90s. And I went through the whole fucking list. And it turns out the show that I was thinking of was number 1 on the list.
No way.
Yeah. So I'll start, like, I'll go through them real quick. Number 33 was Teen Angel, which was a show that went one season on ABC. 32 was USA High, which I know I never heard. 31, Brotherly Love, which I do remember that show. I watched that show. Glory Brothers, like the one from like Blossom and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Give
Number
me a break.
30, Swan's Crossing. I do not remember that show.
I'm sorry, what was that one?
Swan's Crossing.
Swan's Crossing.
Number 29. Now, this is a show. Yeah, now number 29 here is a show I definitely remember watching on USA. Weird Science.
Yes.
The show went 4 years. Weird Science. Number 28, Malibu Shores went one season on NBC. 27, City Guys. Lasted 4 seasons on NBC.
I remember City Guys. It was
I recognize
Saved by the Bell, right?
the one black dude. It's listed in here. It says another angle school-based comedy. City Guys was super similar to Saved by the Bell, but just in a slightly edgier, more urban setting. Read not so white. The show focused on Jamal and Chris, 2 frenemies turned best friends. The theme song was slamming. CITY. You can see why. These guys, the new guys, are smart and streetwise.
City Guys.
I recognize the one black dude
City
on
Guys.
here. He played Sweetness in that roller movie.
Roll Bounce.
Roll Bounce.
And he was also on What I Like About You with Amanda Bynes.
That too. 26, Odd Man Out, which apparently was a sitcom that lasted one season on TGIF. It had that teen heartthrob dude from the 90s, Eric Von Detten, in it. And then a bunch of people I don't recognize. 25, Sweet Valley High, which is based off the books.
I remember that because them twins was in that show, and I remember them being so attractive.
I think one of them is still with Damon Wayans.
Really?
The Brittany Daly or something like that?
Yeah, Brittany, whatever her name is. Sweet Valley. Let me look up Sweet Valley. Sweet Valley. Keep going.
I remember that. Like the
24 is a show I've never heard of, but this looks like Anthony Anderson in the picture. Number 24, Hang Time.
Oh, it came on.
Hang
Yeah,
Time.
it was on the same around the same time as all those like Saturday morning pop dramas on NBC.
Yeah,
it was a good ass show.
From 95 to 2000 on NBC. This show about a high school boys basketball team with one female player was notorious for rotating cast members and shuffling characters pretty much every season, with only 2 actors remaining with their show for its entire run. Former NFL player Dick Butkus played coach Mike Katawinski on seasons 4 through 6, and the show also featured guest appearances from a variety of NBA stars, including Gary Payton and Kobe Bryant. Number 23 was Get Real. Couple like Anne Hathaway was in it, Eric Olsen, Jesse Eisenberg. You know, that was kind of like a Freaks and Geeks like ensemble. When a lot of them went on to be famous, you know.
I never heard of that one though.
Yeah, it says it was from 99 to 2000 on Fox. Number 22, Ready or Not. Apparently it was on Showtime, Disney Channel, and GTV.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I never heard of that one.
Yeah, that must have been an edgy one.
It says Amanda and Busy were best friends from sixth grade through ninth grade, and loyal viewers of the series watched them grow up together, waiting for them to hook up. But no, dreams did not come true, and the show ended when Amanda has to move away, leaving Busy behind. Most period depressing period show period ever period. Okay. Number 21, Clueless, based off the movie, obviously.
Mm-hmm. With almost everybody reprising their role except for the whoever played Cher.
Alicia Silverstone and Paul Rudd.
Yeah, yeah, those are the only two people that's not in the show,
Yeah,
and I think the
it
dad
wasn't.
too.
It was an alright show. I used to watch it from time to time. Like, I mean, I was only like 11 years old when it started, but like every now and again I'd watch it because like I had seen the movie and shit, and it was so it would hold my attention. And as I'm looking at this, Anthony, at the picture they used for the promo of it,
Mm-hmm.
I swear to God, it looks like Donald Faison's wearing foam posits.
He might be.
Anthony and I were just talking about foam posits this morning.
Yeah, I mean that was one of the funny things about that show. I guess it kind of made it enjoyable. Like everybody except for like 3 or 4 people were in the show that was in the movie. I think I don't think any other show has ever done that.
Yeah, usually it's like recasts or spin-offs or something.
Yeah,
I think that's part of why I found the show interesting is because I recognize the characters.
yeah. Like Cher, like the dad, and like the dad, they made him like they pretend like, oh, my dad lost a ton of weight, and that's why the dad was different. Like the mean girl with the red hair was from the movie. Like everybody except for like Cher and the girl that couldn't drive and was a virgin
Is that Brittany
that died
Murphy?
in real life. Yeah, Brittany Murphy.
Okay.
So number 20, this was a show I definitely remember watching. It was on Disney Channel. It's called Flash Forward. It had the dude who played Angel in the X-Men movies, like the original ones, where he just gets the angel wings or whatever. Ben Foster.
Yeah,
and
Ben
then,
Foster.
And then Jewel Staite. She was the chick on Firefly.
I think I'm almost positive I just found her on TikTok the other day.
Yeah, she
She's
still
funny.
does stuff.
Yeah, no. She was talking about the show she works on now, but she oftentimes is just communicating with Firefly fans. Like I said, it's very fun. She did a lot of stitches with Firefly fans talking about what she fucked with and what she didn't about that show. So,
All right, number 19. This is a show I don't think I've ever heard of. Looks like it only lasted one season on Fox. Only lasted 13 episodes. The Heights.
I is that the singing show?
Yeah, those chicks playing a guitar.
Yeah, I'm almost positive that show was a spinoff from 90210. Like it had a pilot that was from 90210, and like you said, it only made it got that 13 order episodes, but it never got its back 9. So
yeah, I'm gonna read the little blurb here. It says, "Listen, this spelling drama may have lasted for only 13 episodes, but that didn't stop it from having a huge impact. Actually, no, that did. But you know what did have a huge impact? The show's theme/hit song, performed by the titular band The Heights, aka Jamie Walters. How do you talk to an angel?
to an angel. How
Yes.
can I talk to an angel? Yeah, I remember that show, bro.
All right, number 18. This is another show that I don't think I remember, but I do recognize some of the cast in the picture here. Popular was a show on WB from 99 to 2001. I recognize Sarah Rue and then the guy who was in Varsity Blues. He played the big kid who played center.
God, I love me some Sarah Rue, bro. Sarah Rue was like my like I fuck Sarah Rue hard.
Yeah, it says this show featured a bevy of pretty gals: Leslie Bibb, Carly Pope, Sarah Rue, and Melissa Etheridge's wife, Tammy Lynn Michaels. All right. Number 17. This is a show I remember. Rest in peace to the main star. The famous Jet Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Jet Jackson is a child actor who's a star on a spy thriller show within the show called Silverstone. Unlike with child actors in real life, the entire production bows to his demands, and he's able to get the production of his show moved from Los Angeles to a small town in North Carolina so that he can live with his dad, the local sheriff. Fun guest stars include Britney Spears, Eartha Kitt, and Destiny's Child were often written into the show. Yeah, I used to watch that shit from time to time. All right, here's a show that I definitely do not remember, but I do recognize a couple people on the thing again. It's amazing how I don't know a lot of these shows, but I do recognize some of the cast members. So number 16 is Breaker High, which apparently was on YTV, whatever the fuck that is. Apparently it was a Canadian show, but it was also on UPN. This Canadian show about a high school on a cruise ship starred Ryan Gosling. It's got Ryan Gosling. It's got Persia White from Girlfriends.
Nice.
And then this one dude here in the middle, he's in all these fucking things I've seen, but I never can remember this fucking dude's name.
Can you put the link of this in the chat so we can follow along with you?
Yeah, sure. Tyler Labine, that's it. He's in so much shit. There you go.
Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
All right, number 15, Camp Wilder. Now, this is a show full of people that I recognize, but I do not remember ever watching this show. Apparently, it was on ABC from 92 through 93. I see one of the Connell brothers, Jay Moore,
And yes,
Hillary
he is
Swank.
wearing phone posits lunch.
I knew it. Yeah. Yeah. So, all right, Camp Wilder. On this show, Ricky Wilder has a 6-year-old daughter named Sophie, played by Deb from Napoleon Dynamite, and is also the principal guardian of her teenage siblings, Brody, Jerry O'Connell, and Melissa. Since Ricky is incompetent as a parent and treats her siblings like, siblings, all their friends hang out at their house all the time. Camp Wilder. The show also starred Jay Moore and Hillary Swank as the aforementioned friends and featured recurring guest star Jared Leto before Jordan Catalano was born. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, that's before he before he was on My So-Called Life.
All right, number 14, show that I don't recognize, Undressed. Apparently this aired on MTV.
Yes.
Cool guest appearance by Joan Harris, a.k.a. Christina Hendricks. Huh. I only know Christina Hendricks from Mad Men and haven't you... I never watched Mad Men, but I know she dressed up in some provocative dresses. Yeah. Highly favored. Number 13 in the show, I think everyone knows. Mo to the E to the Moesha. I know I'd watch it from time to time, but I wasn't a staunch Moesha viewer. But if it was on, I would watch it, I think it was what was the show that had what's that comedian's name? The one, oh my god, the big
Flex
black
Anderson?
lady. No, I know which one you're talking about. That's the one with Kayla Pratt.
Yeah, one-on-one. You talking about the Parkers with
the Parkers, yeah. With what's her
Dang,
nuts?
mama.
Yeah. That show and Moesha would always be on the UPN back to back, and then it was one-on-one was on.
Yeah,
and then they would cycle through a lot of other shit. Girlfriends was in that block.
The Parkers is a spinoff of Moesha.
I guess this just so our listeners proves that I watched a lot of black sitcoms growing up. So number 12 is a show that seems familiar to me, but I don't necessarily remember it. But it looks like a lot of people from at least on the graphic they use, which will be on the list later. But it says it's called Welcome Freshman. Welcome Freshman started off as a teenage sketch comedy show that could single-handedly provide all the fart jokes you would need for life and then some. In the later seasons, it morphed into a more traditional situational comedy a la Saved by the Bell. Yeah, I swear to God, the graphic they use is just salute your shorts. I don't know if like that was a mistake or what, because it looks like a mistake. But whatever. Welcome Freshman is there. Number 11 is a show that I do kind of remember because I remember the white dude here in the picture where he's like got the white shirt with the red overshirt. He was kind of
Mhm.
like a car mechanic, grungy loner bad boy of the show or whatever. Because I remember it would air on like Saturday afternoon, morning ish, like after cartoons. California Dreams.
Yeah,
I,
they
I
were a
can I can
band and it sucked.
I can sing you the theme song. That's
I
another one
want to hear
I know well. Don't wake me up. Don't
it.
wake me up because I'm dreaming. California dream. Yeah. And the one guy, the guy sitting there next to the surfboard, the squatting to the surfboard, he was like the band's manager.
Mm.
I think his name was Sly.
Yeah, he was yeah, kind of like Styles from Teen Wolf, but not Teen Wolf.
All right, number 10. This is a show that I definitely do not recognize at all. It's 15 slash Hillside. Does that
I
say
don't.
teenage Ryan? That says teenage Ryan Reynolds in the paragraph. Perhaps I need to see this.
Hmm.
Nick's only teenage soap opera. Nah, yeah, I have no recollection of this.
Oh, okay. So here it was called Hillside in Canada, but it aired as 15 here.
Ah, okay. Which one in this picture is Ryan Reynolds?
That's what I'm trying to figure out because they don't.
Yeah,
Oh,
in
he's the
the top right,
top row. Yeah.
yeah,
Top
little
right?
kid.
Wow, no way. That's crazy.
I wonder who all was in this because like the one next to him looks kind of like that comedian that just had a drug addiction that's knocked up.
Olivia Munn.
Yeah,
Uh, why can we not think of his name? He was just on Saturday Night Live. He does a
man.
voice on Big Mouth.
John Mulaney.
Mulaney,
Yeah,
John Mulaney.
yeah, he looked kind of like John Mulaney. I'm checking out the cast here because I'm curious. Ryan Reynolds, Robin Ross, Aubrey Nealon, Pepper Binkley, and Todd Talbot. I don't recognize any of
Pepper
these people.
Binkley is an
Yeah.
amazing name.
A lot of these people must still be involved with things because like there's 14 people listed here on the cast list, like on Google, and 10 of them have like recent pictures, and like a handful of them are like on like red carpet backdrops. So a lot of the people that were involved with that show must still be doing shit. All right, let's see. Number 10 down to number 9. Number 9's so weird. So this was a Disney Channel show. I kind of remember it a little bit. And it was another show where people were trying to capitalize on Eric Von Detten's teen heartthrob looks. And then there was another kid from the Brink movie in here. And it was basically like someone could talk to ghosts or some shit.
Hmm.
But they were like, I think they were like, let's see here. It says So Weird was about Fiona, who was always on tour with Mackenzie Phillips. So yeah, it was like they were like a touring band or something, and the one girl could like talk to spirits or some shit. Number 8, Keenan and Kel, which
Do it
I
for
used
the
to watch that
kids.
shit all the time. All the time. Ah, here it goes. Number 7, I remember this show. Hey Dude.
Yeah.
Hey
Which
Dude
I'm
was one of the shows I I I don't I never watched that. I know it's supposed to be for my age group, but I actively like, oh, Hey Dude is on. Let me turn this shit off.
I remember watching it, but like I was never attached to it. Like I would just put like Nickelodeon on and it would come on from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really remember like specific episodes or anything, but I do remember like the opening theme where like, "Hey, dude," and there would be like the horseshoe and stuff.
Yeah.
Number 6, Sister, 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 Sister. Never knew how
Which
much I missed you.
What's
what
this
what
picture they got of Roger? I don't need to see Roger's pubic mound. It's not cool, bro. Uncool.
One of the things that always confused me about Sister was okay, of course they were sisters, and then but they were adopted by two
Yeah.
different people.
Yeah.
So like, what was the mother name on that show again?
Jack A.
Yeah, Lisa, I think.
Okay.
Well, and the father was Ray, which was Venus Flytrap. So did they never fuck to get those kids? I don't know. It was that part always confused me about the show, and they were twins, but one was attractive and one wasn't,
How is
which
that
was
even?
weird.
That's wild, right?
Yeah,
It's all about like that personality comes through, you know.
maybe.
What? One of my husband lightweight a white supremacist. So I mean,
And not for nothing, but that's the one I always thought was unattractive, and I'm not trying.
I know. I hear you. I hear you.
If that's the case, though, that's probably the one I would have had a chance with.
No, you probably would have had a chance with the one who actually like black people. I think that's the one you would probably have a chance with.
All right, so that was number 6. Number
Yeah,
5. Now this is a show that I never really watched, but I was very aware of, and like my stepmom and my sisters were really into it. Roswell. Now I was
Yes.
aware of Roswell because of Katherine Heigl, and I knew it was.
And look
like,
how
it was
bad,
about, like,
look how tough she's trying to look in that picture.
I mean, from everything you've ever heard about her being on set, that's probably just her natural face.
Oh,
Oh man, Colin Hanks was in that show.
not Chet.
Hear me now.
And then like I recognize like the sheriff dude. I don't know his name, but I've seen him in some other shit. There's a lot of like teenage brooding going on in this promotional picture.
What? Does she got a big ass bandage on her arm because she tried to kill herself on the show?
Maybe she's a quarterback, and those are all the plays.
Or she's a carpenter and that's the magnetic strip.
Number 4. This is a show we talked about earlier. Salute Your Shorts.
And rest in peace to the camp counselor. He just died like this week.
Yeah,
Like the oldest dude.
Yeah, he passed away recently. Salute your shorts. Oops, I typed in salute your shots.
And I do like this picture of donkey lips they made at the bottom. I remember like a few years after the show, he was on an episode of Singled Out, just like Singled
He
Out
was
was
dressed up as the Cupid baby, right?
no, he was on the show. No, it wasn't Eliminate. What was it? Which was the show where they start life with 50 singles, and then they start asking questions, and like that's how they eliminate who you gonna date. Like they'll say like, I don't want to date you if you're a smoker. Then like 5 people walk away if they smoke.
That was singled out. They would all be in the crowd like Price is Right. Then they would ask a question, and whoever like was the opposite of whatever they picked, they would all have to leave, and they would walk past. They would come down out of the crowd and walk past the contestant.
Like,
so like
you
the
missed
contestant
out.
the contestant couldn't see any of them beforehand because then there was also the opportunity, like they had the little heart thing, and they could give it to one of them to save them.
Yeah, I remember Donkey Lips was on one of those episodes, and like he got he didn't make it.
So the camp counselor, he passed away February 28th, so 10 days ago. He passed away at age 59 from lung cancer.
Wow.
Kirk Bailey. But yeah, this show was fantastic. Like I still remember the episode with Zeke the plumber. I remember the episode where like the black girl was like super environmental conscious and she was going around preaching to everyone about not taking long showers and shit. I remember the episode where they were trying to win the radio contest and they were trying to sneak out to go use the phone. And then like the last question was like, what color is a zebra's tongue? I remember like so much about that show.
And it was only 1 year. Like I remember
20,
Salute Your Shorts was was the show I probably one of the shows I watched the most.
yeah, it was
I
on
used to
all the
love that show.
time. 26 episodes was all that they made. I looked it up earlier. You could watch like the first 6 on Amazon, but they're like 50 cents a piece. But I think
Hmm.
if you have Paramount Plus, it's included in Paramount Plus.
Okay.
So then number 3. Now this is a show that I never watched, but like so many like famous people got their careers launched from this show. Party of 5.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
this
then
fucking
Jennifer
Matthew
Love Hewitt's
Fox,
Party of Two.
Nev Campbell, Lacey Chabert, Jennifer Love Hewitt, Matthew Fox. Even like the other dude in this picture, I'm pretty sure he's famous for some shit, right?
Yeah,
And that
like
baby went on to own stock in Mike. No, no.
yeah, I watched that show only to watch Jennifer Love Hewitt. Like I used to really like her.
Oh man, Jennifer Love Hewitt like came along at the perfect time for a growing boy like me. I remember like Can't Hardly Wait. That was a good teen movie for someone like me.
Man, and like I remember like a few years ago, I don't know if it was after she had kids or whatever, but they were trying to like, oh, look at Jennifer Love Hewitt. Like her butts got so big. I was like, damn right it did.
Scott Wolf, that was the other guy. I knew I recognized him. Yeah, he's been in a bunch of things I've seen. All right, so the
They
number
used to
2,
always
this was a
like
show I did. Oh, go ahead.
no, it always like used to crack me up. Like I think especially that Scott Wolf dude, he was like 35. And then like Jennifer Love Hewitt maybe wasn't even 18 yet, but they was having like kissing scenes and shit together. That shit always been weird to me.
Yeah, Jennifer Love Hewitt, like, she's not that old. Like, I mean, like, I say that in that, like, to me, because I was like a kid when, like, she was, like, entering her, like, everyone in the world worships Jennifer Love Hewitt phase.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot how young she was when that happened. Like, I just clicked on her name right now. She just turned 43, like, 2 weeks ago. Like, in my mind, Jennifer Love Hewitt's like 55 years old, you know?
Okay, so yes,
What?
yeah, Scott Wolf. Okay.
Scott Wolf's 53. So he's 10
Oh,
years older than her.
well, there we go. So yeah, so I don't know. That nigga just seemed way old.
Okay, so number 2. Number 2, this was a show I definitely remember watching all the time. The
Mm-hmm.
Secret World of Alex Mack.
Yeah.
It was a dope ass show with a dope ass premise, really.
Yeah, like, because it was one of those things where, like, kids like us always thought about, like, getting superpowers from something like that because of, like, Toxic Crusaders and Ninja Turtles and shit like that. It was just like, oh, just get some experimental chemicals dumped on you and then you'll have powers.
It came on Snake, and I just remember like I feel even though I feel like the whole budget was blown on that Terminator 2 technology they had on the show. Like that shit looked super sweet. Like how old was that when that show came out? So it came out like 19. Shit, I was old as fuck.
94, it ran from 94 to 98.
So when it first came on, I was like 13. But that shit looked so sweet when she used to turn into the liquid metal.
Mm-hmm. It
And
really was Terminator 2 technology. It was around the same time.
like they didn't do it every episode because that shit would have blew the budget. But man, that shit used to be so fun. Like that was a good show. And then she used to be like naked when she get turned into ooze. That's
News.
why I was on. That's why I was on Nick at Night or Snick or Saturday Nick because they couldn't show that shit during the day.
She was another one, too, that was like playing a little bit of that like teenage crush for people like me. Because she was like, she was on that show. Then she was in 10 Things I Hate About You. She was in like Babysitter's Club.
Mm. I wonder what she doing now.
I don't know, but recently I saw she's like a Cavs fan.
Oh,
She's still acting. I see her. She shows up from time to time.
Yeah, she's got stuff on her Wikipedia filmology. The last thing listed here is the healing powers of Dude. She played Karen Ferris for 8 episodes. Yeah, she did 28 episodes of something called Winx Club like 10 years ago. She's got 50. Oh, then she did another 52 episodes. Oh, there's some. This show must have had like different variants on its seasons or something, because it's like she did like 28 episodes in 2011, 24 episodes in 2012, 52 episodes in 2014, and then she's got like various credits here and there from some shit. A couple episodes of Mad Men. She did a couple episodes of Psych.
She
Third
apparently
Rock
was
from
in a
the
show called Trinkets and also in a movie called We
Yeah,
Broke Up.
Third Rock
That's
from
a
the
good
Sun was
movie.
when she was dating Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
We Broke
And
Up is a good
then the
movie, you
reason we
said?
came,
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen it. All right, and then the
It's a
reason
Canadian
why I
movie.
even went looking for this list in the first place. Number one. Now this is the show I talked about not being able to remember, but I
Oh,
remembered
your
seeing.
description was awful because had you given me anything besides what you gave me, I could have told you about this show. I loved this show.
Number one, Parker Lewis Can't Lose. Now, like I told you, I could only remember that one episode, but I know I
Yeah.
used to watch this show all the time. Then, if you're looking in the article, the YouTube clip that they have below, like the intro, that guy, like the one before you click play that's showing, he was the football player.
It's my man
yes,
Kubiak.
Yeah.
yeah, from
Yeah.
ER.
And yeah, he ended up being in ER. He was at ER end to end, pretty much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so
Played
like,
Jerry, the whatever
Like the
what do they call
orderly.
the guys? Orderly. Yes, yes, thank you.
yeah, so like I
Or
remember watching this show. I remember like the Saved by the Bell kind of like dream sequences and shit. I remembered some of the like high school quirkiness of it. I just
Yeah.
couldn't remember the name of it, and I couldn't remember any of the actors. Like I remember what he looked like, the football player dude, but I can't like Google image my memories, you know? So it was like I didn't really have anything to go off of. And then when this popped up, I was like, this looks like it could be it. So I ended up like I Googled the show specifically, and then I went to the Wikipedia page and I found the episode that I was talking about. It was like the third or fourth episode in season one. So I was like, finally, after all these years, there it is. Parker Lewis Can't Lose. Now,
Nice.
I don't remember ever seeing it on Fox. I remember watching it on USA Network. Like when I'd have summer vacation, it would be on like in the afternoons.
Yeah,
well,
no,
I
I
watched it
watched
on
that
Fox.
On Fox because it was like one of the Fox was a young network at that time. So
It was during the heyday, and I remember, and I still sing this song like to this day. I remember he was singing, "I'm feeling queasy, but in a good way. My lunch was greasy, but in a good way." And like I don't know why I still sing that song to this day, but it was from Parker Lewis Can't Lose.
Yeah, the description of it like makes total sense. Strongly influenced by the film Ferris Bueller's Day Off is a nice way to put it. But Parker Lewis was somehow really, really good and funny, even though it was a total rip. It was about Corky Nemec. Now that I've heard the name, like Corky, I do remember hearing that. AKA Parker Lewis, AKA Total Dreamboat. His two best friends, Jerry and Mikey, his girlfriend Anna Sloan, and his annoying little sister Shelly. The
like
show's
Sloan was literally the name of the girlfriend in Ferris Bueller. Like this shit is a bar for bar. You know what I'm saying?
He
Also,
stole my flow bar from bar.
I could have swore his name was Corin Nimick. I know that I see it in this article. They have him listed as Corey Nimick, but I'm actually going to look that up and see if his name. I
oh,
thought his name
they
was
have him
Corin.
they have him listed as Corky.
Yeah, yeah, no, and yeah. If you search Google, his name actually is Corin Nimick, and I remember his name being Corin Nimick. I wonder why they called him Corky.
I guess it was before they called him Samuel instead of before Sam. But I remember him also because he was in, I guess, one of those after After School Stories,
Yeah.
where um, he played a dude who I got abducted for like a long ass time, and then came back to his family like as a like an old ass teenager. It was like an after school movie, and I remember from that too. I was like, "That's Parker Lewis. This shit ain't funny."
I looked up his filmology earlier, like when I realized what show this was,
Yeah.
and like it seems like he got deep into the like made for TV, like wonky ripoff movie type genre
Yeah.
shit. Because he had a lot of movies, but it was all shit that was like blatant ripoffs of other famous movies.
His
The
that's
last
his
thing
whole
that
career.
the last thing he did that I recognized was like 3 episodes of Supernatural, like 13 years ago.
Why is he so snory tonight?
I don't know. Be quiet. It's recording time. Hello, folks, and welcome to another episode or another. What is
Like,
Taylor like to call him? He likes to call him sessions. No, damn it, I can't remember.
well, welcome back.
Welcome back to On the Road with the Real ODP, and we are not literally on the road like last time. We're just in bed,
Yeah.
but we're always on the road because we are a moving family. And boy, we had a lot of moves since the last time we updated you folks.
Oh my goodness, dude, we are so tired.
Yeah, we were in the Everglades last time. Everglades are fun. We saw a lot of alligators. Learned a lot about the Everglades. I did not catch a Burmese python, which is ruining the Everglades. But you get a decent amount of money if you catch one of those things.
Was that like on your list of things to do? Because you didn't say that while we were there.
I said I kept telling Ava I wanted to catch one for money.
I thought you were just joking.
They're pretty low.
Well,
so,
I mean, 4 kids
yeah. So it wasn't going to
from
happen.
Cleveland.
No idea what one looks like. It's a long snake.
I imagine it is a long snake.
It's got to be the only python out there.
Well, do you know the difference between a python and a regular snake?
Pythons are huge.
Well, so are like anacondas.
Do they have anacondas in Florida?
I mean, they don't have Burmese pythons in Florida, and yet there they are.
Well, that's true.
So,
All right. Well, I don't know anything about snakes, so I can't be a reliable source for catching snakes. The Everglades were pretty cool. Our site was powerless.
oh, that was fun.
That was a lot of fun, replacing the battery and getting a better battery. Luckily, I was in line talking to the guy, and he's like, yeah, I don't know, but the guy behind me knew, so he's like, yeah, that's a good battery, get that one.
So, we normally hook our RV up to power.
Yes.
Like, they call it shore power. So, there's power at our site where we park. And there's usually water, but water's not, with a hose anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And then if there's sewer, that's an extra super double bonus because then we don't have to like empty our tanks.
Yeah, at the dump station.
Like when we're leaving the park. So the 3 things that make it like a nice site are water, power, and sewer. And we
Had 0 of those things.
nothing.
But we made it.
We did. We were chasing the heat, leaving Cleveland in November, and by the time we got to 85-degree weather, we had no air conditioning.
Yeah.
So it was nice. No, it was nice. The nights were fine. It was breezy at night.
Yeah. And I loved a lot of the. I mean.
Sorry.
It's all right. We said we didn't want to just go around cities. Some big cities we'll go see, but mostly this is about seeing the parks and the wild and the nature and
Like the small town communities.
the small town communities, and this is what we got when we went to the Everglades. Well,
the whole Everglades trip was fun. So there was like a problem with our scheduling, and we ended up being in the Everglades. We were supposed to be going through Florida every 4 to 5 days, changing sites, and we ended up, there was like a cancellation. And then there was like a whole other thing.
It was 2 weeks. It was like we went to 2 different sites, one each week.
Oh, I thought we were there for... Okay, well...
Well, maybe it was like more like 9 days.
Okay.
5 days at one site and 4 days at the other site.
Yeah, that seems right.
Yeah, and between sites we were able to fill up with water and dump the tanks.
Yeah.
But some of the cool things we did.
We went to go see Miami while we were down there.
Yeah.
We went to go see the Keys while we were down there. We went to go see Florida Bay, which... Did you know there's a giant body of water at the tip of Florida?
I did not know that.
Between the Gulf of Mexico and the Atlantic Ocean? I did not know that either. Because I went to public school and my geography skills are that good.
Yeah. Well, and the kids know, and they'll be so much smarter than we were.
I don't know if she's going to know about Florida Bay, but probably she will. We'll talk about it.
Well, yeah. She'll remember some of this.
God damn it, I said her name. Okay, so... Everglades was fun. We lost our cat. You guys know that story.
Yeah.
But other than that, we saw Miami. We went to Calle Ocho, which is Little Havana, which was really, really cool.
Yes.
It was very, very people-y, though, just as you would expect. And because we have 4 kids and it's the middle of the pandemic, we got kind of like, let's go.
I wanted to stop and buy a Cuban cigar, but...
We'll go to Cuba for that.
Okay. Yeah. And, well, my oldest daughter is very against me getting a cigar because she'll think I'll die off of one cigar.
Well, I think you should just appease her.
I should. And
yeah.
Besides, cigars smell bad. Let's be honest.
Some people love them, but I don't know. Whatever. We got to swim with manatees.
Oh, yes. We almost forgot to tell that story.
Oh, my gosh. That was like our... big bucket list. Actually, we didn't even put that on the bucket list because it was like too good to be true. We wanted to kayak with manatees, and we did that, and then we also swam with manatees.
Yes, they are impressive up close. They really are. Little gentle creatures. I almost swam into it. I was trying to like back... Because, you're not supposed to touch them. This is something that manatees have in common with strippers.
Wait, what?
You're allowed... They're allowed to touch you, but you're not allowed to touch them.
Oh.
And
I'm never ever gonna picture a manatee the same, Gabe.
I'm sorry. Yes, you will.
He's gonna always have stupid little sequin outfit on.
But I was just trying to make it relatable for the common audience.
The common folk know about the stripper rule, but not about like touching wildlife.
Well, you're not allowed to touch. Okay, you're not allowed to touch the manatee, but the manatee can touch you. And
you're in like a moving body of water, so
you're like trying to swim away from it,
but without like making a ruckus. So you're floating, but also not. It's crazy. And then if one happens to bump into you, and you scream through your snorkel tube, it's okay.
Yeah, and you want to pet them, like strippers, but you.
Can we stop? Like,
okay.
This is so... I don't like this. You're ruining manatees.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to ruin manatees for you.
Now I feel, like, dirty about the whole situation.
But you shouldn't.
Why did you do that?
Because it's funny. And, I wanted to pet the manatee, but, like, I was, like, trying to follow the rules, and I was accidentally almost swimming into one. But yeah, they're cool. They're really cool up close. You gotta, to appreciate the size of them, you really gotta see them.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing. But now they're covered in body glitter.
No, they're not. Stop. I don't even know if they do that anymore.
What, manatees or strippers?
Strippers. I haven't been to strip clubs since our oldest was born.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
You went to the strip club before, like while I was pregnant with her?
No, I mean, I haven't been one. That's the demarcation I can think of.
That's fine.
No.
I don't care.
They're gentlemen's club, by the way, not strip clubs. A couple cool things also, like small things like I didn't know pelicans like make a huge splash when they dive in the water. Like
they like plop.
They really just fly into the water head first to pick up their fish. I don't. It's. I don't. I know that's. It doesn't seem like a big deal when you talk about it, but to me, these were really cool things.
Well, yeah, that's kind of the whole point, is to experience these things that people who live in these places get to know about all the time. And when you live in one city for your whole life,
Like I have.
and I mean, just the flowers are different, and the trees, and we walk down the street, and it's really easy for us to identify an oak tree and a maple tree and a pine tree, and they're just the trees that we have in Cleveland. And then you go walk down the street in Miami, and I have no idea what the difference between like a sable palm or a coconut palm, or like, I just don't know what the different palm trees are. It's little stuff like that where it's fun to learn something completely new.
Yes.
Like you said, like watching a pelican plop into the water is pretty neat.
Might be no big deal to a Floridian.
Floridian.
Yeah, Floridian, but to me it's really cool.
Yeah, when we were like by the dock somewhere, and there was this guy with a boat, and he was pulling his boat onto his trailer, so his car was down that boat ramp, and he was backing the car up, and this pelican landed on the back of his boat while he was doing that, and then he got out of his car, like walked on the dock to the boat, and like looked at the pelican, and then like shrugged his shoulders and got on the boat anyway, and drove the boat right onto the trailer, and the pelican stayed. And I just thought that was funny. Like, I'll tell you, if a pelican landed on my vehicle,
Yeah.
I would have squealed like a...
I'm taking pictures and everything.
Yeah.
This is big deal stuff to us.
Yeah, the moments. That's cool.
So the Keys, we went to the most southern point in Florida. In America, I mean. America.
Yeah.
You can't get any more south than this point in Florida. America. Sorry, I keep doing that.
Yeah, well, if you go a little bit south, you're in Cuba.
Cuba. We're 90 miles from Cuba. We could have thrown a rock and hit it.
I could not have, but I
Wow.
could probably swam there if my life depended on it.
Well, for the Cubans, sometimes it does. Cubanos.
Oh my gosh, speaking of Cubanos, the food.
Oh, the food was so...
The food in
so
South
good.
Florida was amazing.
Yes.
We obviously ate no chain food and only at Hispanic restaurants, and that was a good choice.
Yes. Yeah, I even got a chance to order in Spanish if you...
Hmm.
Yeah. And, my Spanish is better than I give it credit for. I gotta just get more comfortable in speaking it. And,
We're going to Mexico next. Let's get those passports fired up.
yeah. One of the places... I forgot to mention this. We also went to I think a Haitian restaurant? Or Jamaican?
What are you talking
Caribbean.
about? Which restaurant?
The one where I got to eat goat for the first time.
Oh, yeah, it was a Caribbean restaurant.
It was a Caribbean restaurant. Her accent was so heavy, I had a hard time understanding her.
Yeah, I had no idea what she was saying.
She was a big proponent of me sitting at the head of the table. She wouldn't let
Oh, is she forceful? And she put her kids in their place, literally.
the kids wanted to sit at the front of the table because we don't care really. But she was like, "No, that's where your dad sits." Like, okay.
She put him right at the head of the table, and she served him first, and,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. That bothered you?
No, not at all. I
No.
don't care. I mean, serve whoever's meal is ready first, like, be it yours or mine, but she did it, with different intent, I think.
But goat's pretty good.
I did not enjoy it.
You did not like goat?
I don't like goat. I've
Oh.
had it several times, and it's just like, I don't know. I would just, if you don't have to eat meat, then don't eat meat. I don't like my meat to be like chewy or like on
Oh.
bone. I prefer,
You like boneless meat.
I like meat that comes in the shape of a nugget.
Oh, okay. Well, then I guess we got a good thing we didn't get the oxtail.
Yeah, I know.
The
I
oxtail
can't.
was on the menu. I was thinking about it, like,
No, not sucking meat out of a bone.
uh,
Ugh, ribs, gross. All right, well,
we're in Texas. Not that little teaser for you.
Texas is coming up.
Texas is coming up. We'll have to tell you about that.
Because we're here now.
And you might have to eat ribs.
I don't think I'm going to eat ribs.
Okay. Well, you guys will find out. Well, should we have the fans take a survey? So, should my wife eat ribs?
Oh, why? What if they say I have to?
Then you have to eat ribs.
But I don't like ribs.
All right. We won't do that to
Well,
you.
just keep that in mind when you're voting, that I just don't enjoy ribs. They're just chewy and bony.
Something to fall off the bone.
But, like, it's still chewy. It's still all fat. Okay, this is not a rib critiquing podcast. I'm sorry. So our travels, Florida. We did the Keys, Miami, the Manatees. Crystal River was amazing.
Yeah.
We went to the Salt Springs and the Sulphur Springs.
Healed my skin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like sulfur now. I got sulfur soap and sulfur cream.
It smells like a rotten egg.
Well, I try not to.
No, it's not. It's not even that bad. It's just like a tiny little hint of it. I think when it's like lathery, but when you get out of the shower, it doesn't smell.
No, not that. No, I mean, if it doesn't bother you, you're the only person I have to impress. I think she got it so I wouldn't stray and attract other women.
Well, it was for those manatee strippers. Yeah, so then we did the Salt Springs. That was cool.
Yeah.
That was when I got to kayak with a manatee.
Yes.
And we saw an alligator.
We saw an alligator and a crocodile at the same time.
That was in the Everglades. Now I've moved on to the Salt Springs.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, to backtrack a little bit, we saw a crocodile too. Now let's go back to the Salt Springs.
And we saw this blue crab. Have you ever seen a blue crab in real life? That was neat.
That was the first time I've seen a blue crab in real life, and I didn't know some crabs can go forwards.
Only blue crabs can go forwards and backwards and side to side.
Oh.
Other crabs can only go side to side, but the blue ones can go front, like walk forward and backward.
Yeah, blue crab's stunting on these hoes.
Wow. No, but the water was so clear that you could just like look down
and see the crabs.
There they were, just walking along the floor, and people were just swimming up right next to them.
The kids were afraid to swim in the water, and so were you because of the crabs.
Yeah, I do not like.
I don't think the claws weren't that big that I can imagine that hurting too much.
Well, and I just the idea that they're in the water with me, like, give me. Whoa, where are you going, Kev?
Kevin just almost ran over our recorder. He's been snoring this whole podcast. He's trying to run over the recorder.
Now he's scratching.
He doesn't want us to be great.
Kevin holding us back.
And at Salt Springs. So you don't like the idea of swimming with fish or any kind of.
I think that's why I like kayaking so much, because I can be like out in the water and I can be with the wildlife and get really like near touching them.
Yes.
I had a really hard time when we were with the manatees. There were fish in the, I don't know, what was that? Like a...
It was a bay.
Yeah, like a bay area. But we had these wetsuits on, and every part of my body was covered except for my feet and hands. And my hands and feet, I just took them out of the water so they couldn't.
All right. So, I mean, your love of manatees overrode your fear of the fish.
Yeah, well, also I kept my feet out of the water.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't care if a fish touches me while I have a wetsuit on. I don't want it to touch my skin. So.
Yeah, and...
Salt Springs, and we went back up. We went to... After the Salt Springs, we went to... Ocala? The Ocala National Forest?
Yes.
Yeah, that was nice. Ocala is beautiful. But it's very, it's jungly. It's not like...
Florida is very diverse.
Oh, there's so many different things to see in Florida.
Ecologically wise, I don't know if I said that word right.
Ecologically?
Ecologically. It's very diverse.
Yeah, we saw, I mean, so much. So much. All the different kinds of sand. Forests, jungles, prairies, salt marshes, berries. I don't know. I could go on.
So it was very jungly in the Ocala National Forest.
It was very, very pretty there. We liked it there. We liked it. There was not really a place in Florida that I didn't like. I did not enjoy some of my interactions with people.
Yeah, I didn't either. And I don't know. We haven't been in there in the summer, so Florida might be a tough. I don't know if we've said this before on this segment, but we're talking about settling down eventually. We can't be on the road forever, and one of these places might settle down then. But I don't know if I. I mean, there's hurricanes. There's other things that might keep me from settling down in Florida.
I do feel like a lot better knowing what we know about alligators now. Like, we watch those like little TikTok videos and the little excerpts on like YouTube or whatever you go through, and you see like these idiot Floridians like wrestling with alligators, or it's walking on the golf course and they're just playing golf, and like I've always laughed about that. Like, there's no way I'd be playing golf next to an alligator. But we found out alligators only eat once a year. They only need to eat once a year. So if they're defending their territory or their babies, they will eat more than that, but they don't really want to. So generally when you see an alligator, it's not going to be very aggressive. It's just going to kind of wander around and like get away from you. That's just what it is going to do. So when people aren't scared of them, it's because there's no reason to be afraid of them. They're not hungry.
Yeah, I'm not taking the chance.
Well, I mean, like when we were in the kayak, Enzo and I kayaked right up next to one, and it was fine. He was just laying on the log. He didn't make that noise that we had to look out for. They do make a noise, too, before they're going to strike, which is like
when we did the airboat, which is another thing we wanted to check off the list, we got that checked off the list. That one hissed when we kind of ran over it.
We ran it over. I mean, he yelled at it to get out of the way, but it didn't get out of the way, so we hit it with the airboat. And I won't even tell you like where we took our tour, because he could definitely get arrested for that.
Yeah. And he didn't mean to.
It didn't move.
That was the other one. Like he didn't want to sit next to it too long because it would climb into the boat.
Oh no, he didn't even stop. He was like, "Look, there's an alligator. We're not stopping. That one climbs into boats. We're keeping going." But the one that we like ran over with the boat, he kind of crawled into like the reeds, and then he pulled the boat right up next to him. And I'm not even kidding. His tail was 1 inch from my knee.
Yeah.
He was just laying there. He didn't get hissy when we were not hitting him with a boat.
All right. Fair enough. I guess I would hiss too if I got hit by an airboat.
Maybe that whole like picturing that by floating in the water, minding your own business, and then an airboat comes out of there. I'm sorry, that made me laugh really hard. Why are you floating in the water getting hit by airboats?
I would move out of the way. I'm not dumb like an alligator.
Why would you be in the water?
Well, because, sometimes you want to chill out in the water.
Not in the Everglades.
No. I mean, I'm not our cat Olive. I'm not a survivor like that.
Oh my gosh.
She's still with us, by the way, if you're curious.
Yeah, the Texas heat / scorpion / I don't know what else is down here. Has not gotten to her yet.
Nope. She's doing well.
Okay.
All our animals are. But that was Florida. And so you have to just wait until next time to hear about Louisiana and
I'm sorry, what again?
Louisiana?
Is that what they don't say it like that.
I'm trying to my best.
Is it like Louisiana?
Louisiana and Mobile, Alabama.
Oh god.
And the fun times we had there.
We had a lot of fun.
There's lots to talk about New Orleans.
Well, I was thinking about Mardi Gras, but
Mardi Gras, yeah, but there's
Mardi
I'm thinking about a particular story from New Orleans. So
I have no idea what he's getting at.
You'll remember when we talk about it.
Well, I guess we'll both find out on the next episode.
Until next time, people, you keep on trucking, and I don't have a good sign off for this segment yet. but I'll get one eventually.
That's wow. Bye, guys.
Bye.
All right, back at it. And you know how it is. We after everything else we do, we wrap it all up by first heading over to the mean streets of Reddit and delving into the subreddit "Am I the asshole?" and asking, "Are these people assholes or no?" And here is this week's selection. Let me close that particular tab. Am I the asshole for asking my boyfriend to stop playing video games while I'm sick? Am I the asshole for kicking my parents out of my brother's birthday and refusing to give up my siblings? Am I the asshole for stealing my girlfriend's family recipe? Am I the asshole for ignoring people who don't say my name correctly? Am I the asshole for giving my brother in law an ultimatum to leave my house after he refused to stop peeing in water bottles? Am I the asshole for having a trashy piercing while pregnant? And am I the asshole for not wanting my ex husband to have our daughter overnight after he got her ears pierced?
I want to hear the peanut water bottle one. What do you think, Lunch?
Yeah, that one's fine with me.
Am I the asshole for giving my brother in law an ultimatum to leave my house after he refused to stop peeing in water bottles? My brother in law, Neil, 29, lost his dog to
Naming
cancer.
names.
Lost his dog to, well, they throw it in quotes, so I'm assuming Neil's not his real name. Lost his dog to cancer 8 months ago. He got into depression, neglected his job, which caused him to lose his rental apartment. He moved in with my husband 6 months ago. I assume my husband and I, but whatever. Neil doesn't work. He doesn't do anything. He uses stuff of mine, takes money from me, and says he'd pay me, but he never does. My husband says he's struggling and needs time to heal. My husband was on a business that's this says for an entire week. Since he is the one responsible for taking the trash out, I started doing it while he was away. I started taking trash out every night, but that's when I started finding a few water bottles filled with a clear yellow liquid. Pee bottles. I was confused, but it was obvious those came from the house, and I figured they belonged to Neil. I went to have a talk, but he denied it. He denied. I let it go, thinking it was a one time thing, but I started seeing more and more of these bottles. I felt sick to my stomach. He kept denying it till I walked in his room and found a bunch of empty and full bottles that contained piss.
Oh,
I
wow.
was livid. I confronted him, and he admitted that he stays up at night in bed talking to girls on dating apps and feels too tired to get up and use the bathroom. So he uses the empty water bottles to pee. He said I shouldn't be mad because he at least throws them in the trash later. I had a fight with him because he kept doing it, then waited till my husband came home and gave his brother an ultimatum. I told him he has a week to leave. My husband said that, first of all, his brother is obviously dealing with some stuff and cannot be blamed. But I pointed out that he is fine enough to be on dating apps. He explained that we should encourage him to find a woman so he can move out and he becomes her problem. He then reminded me of Neil's tremendous loss and his intense grief that cost him his livelihood and apartment. I refused and put my foot down. Now I'm being called heartless and unsympathetic for wanting to kick his brother out when he's struggling.
How
My
could you
husband
be
has stopped
so heartless?
my husband has stopped talking to me till I agreed to leave his brother alone and drop my ultimatum. Okay. So, this is a real shitty position for this person. I don't necessarily think that they're a full on asshole for being upset about the pee bottles. I don't think it's cool. I don't fucking know, man. This is a wild one, bro. It's like this dude is clearly fucked up and depressed, you know? And so you worry about that. But then it's like, bro, you peeing in bottles in my crib, man. You are fucked up beyond my repair. It's like you got to go see somebody who can do something about this, you know?
Yeah, it is kind of gross. This is a I don't think she's an asshole. I guess this is another where I feel like everybody sucks
Mm.
because, like, man, be an adult. Get up. I mean, if you're that exhausted, I mean, I kind of feel like pissing in a bottle is way more effort than going and peeing in the toilet because you gotta fucking aim right, and man, you really gotta pissing in the bottle is a fucking science. Depending on the bottles, and she did. I mean, the article said water bottles,
Hmm.
and that's not easy. And regardless of what anybody says, and this has always been like a bugaboo of mine, when people be like, man, you can't even piss straight. Man, I'm fucking 40 years old. My piss is not always straight, and pee don't always come straight.
I aim in the same spot every time, and it don't always go in the same spot every time.
It's
That's
it's
just it's just the way it is.
it's Mr. Wild Toes wild ride every time I piss. It's not gonna be sometimes it'll be consistent, sometimes it won't be.
Some people think that like we control every aspect of it. Like the stream sometimes that has like a mind of its own. Like it could be like you were holding it for too long, or like maybe there's something in the line that's causing a little like misfire. Like there's a myriad of things that happen that cause us to not be able to be snipers with our piss.
Yeah.
That's a good alt title. Thank you for Piss Sniper as our alternate title for this week.
But as a man who has lived with someone who had a nighttime pee bottle, I can tell you that when you first discover it, it's really fucking weird to know that some people are just too lazy to get up out of bed at night to pee and they would rather just roll over and pee into a bottle. But I can assure you, it does happen.
Yeah, and I know what happens, and I just feel like pee bottles are emergencies.
Hmm.
It's an emergency, and when you're in a house, and I understand like a little bit more because oh boy, when y'all was it's in a house full of people. I understand that 10% more. I still think it's gross, but I do understand like a tiny bit more.
Well, shit,
Um,
back then, he was the closest one to the bathroom.
I mean, that dude was despicable in a whole bunch of different reasons. So, I mean, I don't know. But peeing in a bottle is an emergency only. And now, if it's a vitamin water bottle, okay, I get it. Because them some wide mouth joints. And you can, and, and
Shit,
your dick got
this
some
was
luxury room.
this was literally like a Rubbermaid container that was purchased specifically for urination.
Oh.
A chamber pot. This motherfucker put a chamber pot in his room.
I
He
have
just
a
took that shit
chamber
back to
pot.
the
And I
he
hope
took that
that
shit back
like
to the Middle Ages.
I hope you guys know who I'm actually talking about. Okay, yeah, you do remember that. Okay, man, you got a great memory. But I think part of the reason why like I'm not like I'm, I find it slightly unnecessary if you're living in a house. Sometimes I get it, but like I think I'm less like irritated and grossed out by it because like I watch a lot of like these like van camper channels and like that's a necessity for that kind of life is to have a pee bottle.
Yes.
Mm.
But your ex roommate went to Mark's, went down the aisle,
It's like,
and like, that Rubbermaid container, that's perfect for piss.
well, think about it though. Like, if you're buying it because you wake up in the middle of the night in a groggy state and you just want to roll over and pee, you probably want something with a wide mouth that would have like a lot of like area to get your thing in there and like have enough capacity to like fill up. You don't want like a little like 20-ounce spring water like squishy bottle. Like you want something with some some holding ability with a little bit of like room to maneuver.
They
Yeah,
make those. They make them bottles for like hospital and nursing home settings. He can buy an appropriate one and just add that motherfucker. It almost would have made it more acceptable. Like, but also again, we discussed it. That dude is I don't know if he remains like a real scum of the earth type motherfucker. So
Oh,
it's okay.
I made it abundantly clear to my buddy that I don't want anything to do with him anymore.
Yeah, yeah,
He was over here like trying to tell me shit about him like last week, and I was like, look, y'all could be friends, but like I'm reiterating to you that I would have nothing to do with that dude. We are not friends. I don't hate him, but like he ain't in my life. I don't give a fuck what's going on in his life. Like you don't got to tell me because I don't care.
exactly. Let's get the comments. Not the asshole. Neil needs a therapist and perhaps a little tough love. He's been with you for 6 months. Your husband's approach of leave him alone while he figures it out clearly isn't working. I think setting a firm deadline is appropriate, and you need to be prepared for what happens in the end of the week. If Neil is still there, perhaps you move out to show you're serious about something needing to change. Your husband is coming from a place of love, but sometimes in trying to support the people we love too much, we prevent them from helping themselves.
Move out.
Yeah.
They just told the person to move out of their own house.
Well, they saying like I said if if Neil's not leaving, then something has to be addressed, and it's like it's got to be like, yo, just say fuck it, fuck to your husband and his pissy brother, and dip the fuck out. So that's what they're saying. Lots of people are being extra shitty in my opinion. This guy said I lost my chihuahua, but I still went to the bathroom. Good job, you did that, but not everybody's you, my guy. So this sometimes where the comments in Reddit, I'm just like, y'all motherfuckers be. Sometimes y'all forget what empathy is and compassion, and they simply just don't have it. So I feel bad for that dude. That comment was enough to be read. I think it spoke what we all kind of was the point. This motherfucker needs help, and we hope he finds it.
Maybe his situation went to shit because he was peeing in a bottle.
Well, apparently it's because his dog died of cancer. So whatever. Who am I to deny somebody's emotional state for at the passing of a beloved anything, entity of any sort? Next up, am I the asshole for stealing my friend's family recipe? I, 27 female, have a friend Sam, 34 female. She sometimes hosts dinner parties that are really just our friend group going over to her place to eat. Sam started doing this around Thanksgiving last year, and at the beginning, she was a tad unorganized. This led to her being frazzled and rushed and generally not fun to be around for like half the night. Now, I like to cook, so after the first couple of get-togethers, I offered to help Sam in the kitchen to get things ready. She accepted, and things started to go smoother. She wouldn't let me do anything major because she still wanted to be her party. So when I would come over a bit early, it was usually to help with things like processing ingredients, stirring, or cleaning. Smaller stuff like that let Sam free up her hands. After she got a better handle on how to prepare for her parties, she didn't need my help anymore and told me I could stop. She's been doing things alone, everything alone since. One time, when I was helping, Sam decided to make her family's secret recipe. It's a chicken casserole. She said that she only made it once or twice a year, always around the holidays because it was special. I thought it was good and wanted to try making it myself. Because I was helping Sam out with the side dishes when she made it, and because I have a really good memory, it was pretty easy for me to reconstruct the recipe. I made it for myself a few times, and after tweaking it a bit, I was satisfied that I'd gotten it right. I had my sister, 33 female, and her family over for dinner a couple weeks back and decided to make the chicken casserole. Everyone loved it. And my sister asked for the recipe. I told her where I learned it and gave her the recipe. Word somehow worked its way back to Sam, and she was pissed. She called me, yelling about how I'd stolen her family recipe. I told her it's just a chicken casserole and not worth screaming at me for. But she just called me a word that rhymes with bunt and then disinvited me from all future dinner parties. Obviously, the rest of our friends found out and they're split. Some agree with me and say it's just a chicken casserole and not worth being upset about. It's not like Sam runs a restaurant or patented the recipe, and now after stealing it I'm using it to make money or directly compete with her for business. I just like it. So I made it for myself. It's nobody's business but my own. The rest of our friends say I'm an asshole because the recipe wasn't mine and that it wasn't special to Sam. I shouldn't have learned the recipe without permission, and I should stop making it now. I told them that was stupid, and I wasn't doing that. And now they're mad at me too. Am I really the asshole? Excuse
Fuck
me. Am
no.
I really the asshole here? It is just a stupid recipe. Well,
No. These
I
people
don't
own fucking chicken casserole.
I don't think she's an asshole for a chicken casserole. I think she might be considered assholey for not giving a fuck about her friend's feelings. That's about it.
Yes, and a little bit being dismissive of her friend's feelings, but then
Exactly.
at the same time, she didn't. She kind of copied the recipe, and she even said, "These are the words that make it different for me. I tweaked it. She tweaked it. She made it her own.
Correct.
It might have been a little bit the same. Might have been on the same basis, but she said she tweaked it herself. But I do kind of. I don't know. I kind of feel like I'm going to go with everybody sucks here because I mean I understand it was your family's recipe, but man, it's a fucking it's a casserole. Casseroles are something that everybody has, and then she tweaked it herself, so it's not like she tasted it and went for the gusto herself, but it's always important, especially when a friend's involved, to see their side of it and not be dismissive of it.
Yeah, exactly.
But like, I don't think that makes her an asshole. Like, these people don't, corner the market on chicken casserole. Like she said, and this is what I was thinking when we first started reading this. It's not like they own a business where they're profiting off chicken casserole. Multiple recipes exist for chicken casserole. She just happened to learn the technique from helping her out. Like, I can understand her friend being a little weird about it because in her mind it's their family secret or some shit. But in reality, it's just a fucking chicken casserole.
No. Like I said, it's just like Aunt said, and whatever. It's just the dismissing her friend's feelings. Her
But
friend
like,
obviously feels some type of way about it, and when you just send it on its way, like, yeah, it's just a stupid casserole. Well, bro, it's something special to me. Please don't just dismiss my feelings. That's
but
it.
like, but like, what is she supposed to do? Like, just like be like, oh, I swear I'll never make it again.
No, none of that.
No.
If someone's screaming at you over
Yeah.
something like this, like, how are you supposed to react?
Well, her friend's feelings was hurt. It's not about like if I do something to you and I didn't do it on purpose, there's still no harm in hearing you out. Like I didn't do it on purpose or I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. Your feelings are hurt. I hear you out, and that's the end of it. Instead of being like, uh, if say me and you in a parking lot, and then I park too close to you, me and you are friends, and I bumped your car. I didn't mean it, and then I didn't really hurt it, but you feel like I did. I'll be like, well, I apologize, Dan. I'll pay for whatever damage you think I did. Instead of being like, now fuck that. I only hit it a little bit. What's the big deal? The big deal is I hurt your feelings, and regardless of how little the damage was, I need to hear you out, and because people have attachment to things that can be silly as a casserole.
I'm just surprised that like this person's upset. Like, I would think that they would like, if it were me, and maybe because I don't have some sort of like family heirloom sentimental attachment to a recipe. Like, my grandmother had a recipe book that my siblings, when she passed, they were asking to have photocopied so everybody could have it. Like, to me, cooking is something to be shared, not something to be hoarded. Like, I mean, granted, like, unless you're like some sort of like multi-million-dollar restaurateur and it's like your secret thing or whatever, like the 11 herbs and spices or some shit, then like, it is what it is, chalk it up to the game. But like, we're talking chicken casserole here. Like, share the techniques, like pass the knowledge on. Like, your family don't corner the market on it. Like, let's all enjoy. Let's all be better. Like, sharing.
Fair enough. Let's check out some of the comments. I think because she was able to remember how to make it without asking for the recipe, it sounds like she just tinkered with some minor details here and there. that wasn't really as. That's a sentence you wrote. Next comment beneath that one. Since she made it from memory and tweaked it, it's no longer the family recipe, but her spin on the chicken casserole. Next comment. Plus, it's chicken casserole. How can anyone get upset with a dish this basic? I simply cannot imagine that a recipe is all that different than any you'd find on Google. Not to mention, most family recipes in American culture are just recipes that used to be on the back of some package and grandma started making it. I make chocolate chip pie, you know what I'm saying, around the holidays every year. It's my mama's chocolate chip pie recipe, but it's not. You can find a chocolate recipe probably on Nestle.com or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Now, I have tweaked it myself. I do some things to it. Like I cut the sugar, not dramatically, but I did cut how much sugar is in the pie, and I find the pie to be better. Also, I do things like coat the chocolate chips in the flour so they won't just sink to the bottom of the pie. So, you know what I'm saying? It's things I do to it that have made it more a family recipe, if you will. But I got a chicken casserole recipe my mom used to make. It's a chicken casserole with some curry in it. You know what I'm saying? She had some broccoli and chicken in it. It's quite tasty.
Better not make that shit around me. Otherwise I'm stealing that shit.
Oh, dude, I will.
You run into Reddit like, am I an asshole?
I'll find you the ingredients. You can be like, okay, it's mayo in it. It's a whole lot of things going on in that recipe, man. So
my mom used to make a chicken casserole where it used to be either like a whole chicken or chicken pieces and rice and cream and mushroom soup. Man, that shit was delicious.
I feel like it is chicken mushroom soup and mayonnaise and curry in this recipe. So I bet it's probably all the same damn recipe. They just ran around that area.
Recipe.
I mean, if we're being honest, cream of mushroom soup basically goes with everything.
It do carry
as a big ass life hack because I even seen and I've never done this, macaroni and cheese with cream of mushroom soup in it.
Huh.
Like my grandmother used to make a casserole with like cream of mushroom soup, tater tots, ground beef. It was like the worst type of ingredients, but like it tasted so good.
Ain't that hot lunch? What's that called again?
Hot dish.
Hot dish. Yeah, I think that's hot dish.
It's a Minnesota thing. So get down with them hot dish. But there was that, and on to the next. As for the realm of video gamery, I completed Cyberpunk 2077. I ran the Nomad path. It was a really, really fun game. It really started having a lot of bugs toward the end there that were like super glitchy, as I had mentioned last week. But I got through the end of the game, and it was a fun situation. I got the chick I want to bone in the video game, so that was great. And
was
it always
boning?
nice.
Lip?
Well, so I played a lady, so it was just ladies getting down with each other. But it was like if you I had sex with like 3 different women in that game, but this scene was way different. The character model for the lady I got down with was way nicer. Like it was clearly like they put some effort into that particular scene. It was very different than the other sex scenes in the game.
Were you sure you were playing a video game and not watching a Netflix show?
Nice. So, if like I said, play the Nomad and you get down with and basically, and also you have to be a woman to even romance Judy anyway, if I'm not mistaken, because I believe they made the character a lesbian throughout. So if you were played as the guy, all you could do is be cool with Judy, but as a lady,
Judy Greer,
you can get down. Talented character actress Judy Greer, love it. You love it. I also then that very same night pulled out my analog pocket and finally, after all these years, beat Super Mario Land 2 6 golden coins, which was the game where Wario was introduced to the Nintendo universe. So I knocked out a couple of games this week, and I have not started anything new. I have the disc for Lost Judgment in my Xbox, but I have not started it. And I turned on the Xbox the other day, and it's like, because I only been playing Cyberpunk, it was like 9 games needed updates and shit and so forth. So I kind of had to just let the Xbox do some things on its own for a hot second there. But I think Lost Judgment might be what I start next. Although, I don't know. I downloaded something. Well, whatever. So that's what's hot in the streets in my video gamery world. Ant, you said you still on Tsushima? Anything else?
Nope. Well, I still, play Mario Kart with the kids or Cars 3, which we played today. We play almost every day.
And Mario Kart DLC is coming very soon, so I'm hype off of that. So more tracks, and I'm all about that life. So, and if you have the uh, Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack, uh, by the time you hear this, the next N64 game will have been released, and it's F-Zero X. So that is available right now for sure. So that's what's popping to you. Daniel, Elden Ring still got you?
I put about 6 or 7 hours in on Saturday.
Okay.
I haven't played it since, but that was because I had some things going on, and on Sunday I was sick. Like the weather fucked me up bad. Like I had a sinus headache, and I was out of it. And then there was a wrestling pay per view that night, so I watched that. And then Sunday I went and saw Batman, and I watched the Cavs game the other night. So it's like, plus I don't really like. I don't want to. Elden Ring is so like involved that like I don't know a work night during the week like. I don't want to get that deep into something and then lose track of time. I want to be able to devote like an entire like block of time to it without any care in the world.
Yeah.
And so
I didn't know you can't pause that game.
You can save it.
Yeah, but I mean, literally, it doesn't have a pause.
Yeah. There's no pausing. Like if you get up to pee, you can come back and be dead.
Yeah.
So like usually like what I'll do is like when I know I'm about to like turn it off, I finish whatever I'm doing or I'll run away from whatever I'm doing if I don't think I can beat it. Then I'll teleport to like basically like what's like kind of like the sanctum, and then I'll save the game there and then I'll close it. But there was one day where like I got up to pee and I came back and like some creature was like biting at my foot or whatever. Thankfully, like they didn't like get much damage on me. Because in that game, man, like in some areas, like I can get killed in one hit.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I put like 6 or 7 hours in that day. I basically went and I killed like the first boss of the main storyline because I had been avoiding him for a minute, like trying to get stronger. Because when I first got to him, like I went in, he killed me quick, but like I didn't have like souls unlocked yet. I didn't know how to summon like a NPC character. My weapons were still like basically the shit you start the game with. So I took some time doing some side quests, leveling up shit, and then I went and I beat him on like the second try because I fucked up the first run. But then I beat him pretty easily in the second run. And then I went and I beat 2 other dungeon bosses, like mini side quest bosses that I had skipped. So I went through and I did that and got a little further on the map. Like went and unlocked some map pieces, so I have more of the world showing now and stuff. So I'm probably gonna play some more this weekend. I don't think I got anything going on like Saturday or anything, so probably put some more hours in on that then.
Excellent. Fuck with it. I got some games. Whatever. I don't even know what's this month's PlayStation Plus games. And
I do not know. I've been so laser focused on Ghost. I haven't tried to do anything else.
I read up my PlayStation Plus the other day, so I got another year of PlayStation Plus coming my way. It was wild cheap on CD keys, so I bought another year of that. Okay, so this month's PlayStation Plus games are Ghost Runner, Ark Survival Evolved, Team Sonic Racing. Get that for the boys. And Ghost of Tsushima Legends, which you already know have because it came with your disc. But
So what is that exactly?
It's a multiplayer game, and so basically, you do it's kind of like Destiny in that you do raids and stuff. So it's kind of it's got a vibe.
It's an online multiplayer game.
Yes. So that is that for the realm of video games. We talked about shows already, so I can't really give you more than that. So what I will do is begin to wrap this show up because that's kind of the point we are right now. The rules are very simple. Please rate, review, subscribe, and share the show wherever possible. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Our Twitch channels, YouTube stays crunchy, Twitch stays crunchy and milk, TikTok stays crunchy and milk. Give us a follow over on Instagram, that stays crunchy and milk as well. Twitter is Skimpod, SKIMPOD. If you care to support the show financially, got a few bucks to toss our way, well, we have a Patreon where members at the $5 and above tier get extra content each month and early access to new shows. And in today's instance, access to the show in general, because there was a hiccup in the edit of the show, like the intro was playing over us talking already, and I have no idea how it happened. Truly, I do not. Like, I'm like, what even could have made that occur? But April pointed it out to me, and I was like, let me see if I can fix it. And I was like, what happened here? It's chaos. But because it takes a while for the show to get out, the updated show to get out to the various services, I just posted it on the Patreon for any and all. Like you don't even have to be giving us money. You could have gotten the show from there because it was just that much easier. So, and I think that's it was a good backup to have. But for my patrons, you get other stuff. So that shit is cool. And in fact, I just spoke with Gabe earlier tonight, and he's working on and on the road with the real ODP that you guys will get first. So that's dope. Feel free. Give us a call at 216-264-6311. That's 216-264-6311. And speaking of which, we got a call from the Silver Key, aka the Pod Sister. And I am going to play it into this microphone and let us listen. All right. Let me know if you can.
First clean message.
I'm going to rewind.
Okay, you guys gotta really leave a voicemail that it's you guys, because I have no idea if I'm calling the right number ever. So here's my first clean message. Just for Gabriel.
He's not here.
So the reason why Native Americans don't cut their hair is there's a long-standing tradition. They only cut their hair when somebody has passed away. I'm not sure if it's with all tribes. I do know it's with a majority of tribes. I know it's with one of our cousins that had passed away. She happened to be half Native American, and they had all cut their hair short and put it in the grave with her. So that is why the guy's hair is long and luxurious, because he's not going to cut it unless someone dies. And I know that my pod brother is probably not on this particular call, so he's missing it because he hurt his back. And my tip to him is belly dancing. If he is on the call, belly dancing. I'm not saying it to be disparaging or anything, but I swear by it because it helped out when I used to have really bad back spasms. I think I need to let you go now because I might be losing the only child I have who's choking to death. And I just canceled the life insurance on her, so I'm not going to get shit if she dies. All right, bye.
Bye.
I'm sorry, they die.
That reminds me of remember that the chief, the creep show.
Yes, that dude, and he ended up getting scalped, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know that's not the same thing, but that's the first.
I know. I hear you. But we were talking about that dude, the TikTok dude's long, luxurious locks last week. Because Box was like, "Which one of these is the woman?" So I was like, "I know this brother has such a long, luxurious hair that it can be easy to misconstrue things." But
well, it was more of the faces, the pictures I was looking at. Like I was like. They both kind of look feminine.
Like so soft and lovely. It was like, it's so strange. But hey, if you want to give us a call, feel free to do that as well. It's be mighty dope of you. And yeah, that's what's up. That is Tatum 216.
Yes.
Lunchbox 2099.
Call me Queen Laquifa.
Our missing man is the real ODP. Send him some healing love so his back will feel better. Poor guy.
You gotta send him some icy hot.
For real. I am the Internet Stable 713. You've just been podcasting. I know you loved it. We'll catch you next time. Peace.
Hey, what happened to you? You used to be beautiful.